What is good, folks? Welcome back to another day here at the Quick Esports broadcast, here following the Face It Overdrive Cup, as you can see just underneath me. My name is Spectrum, joined, of course, by the mainstay on this channel, Natnif, and we're going into this game pretty quick and fast.
Yeah, we've managed to miss map one, unfortunately. Another technical classic Face It issue, but I'm not sure what. I think the score is still 1-0. Expected a Quick Esports there against OG Realm. Quite an unknown factor in this tournament. They do have a bit of a dark horse potential about them. Maybe. I know we have some lethal haters on this channel. Quite slanderous to some. It could be anyone. Could be anyone. There's just so many faces on the screen to choose from. But this team did take a map, OG Realm, against their team with Lethal, Admiral, Romani, CJ. Quite stacked names in the NA scene, of course. They were playing in the EMEA, of course. They might be playing too seriously, but it is still a notable feat in some capacity. But they're going to have to punch up a lot more. And right now, with a 2-0 on the pool, they're not really showing that kind of capacity that they need to be exuding just yet.
At the end of the day, taking a map is always nice, but if you can't do it consistently, then realistically, who cares, right? Anybody can snowball one map of control into getting a good map win. I watched Diamond players beat in one of the OWCS stages. But it's random. It's RNG. If you can't do it consistently, if you can't do it in a best of 3, a best of 5 format, then realistically, who even cares? Of course, we're going to be heading into Blizzard World. Quick Esports starting out on the offense. I'm assuming it's going to be a Widowmaker spawn peak and then a swap from Snowdrop. OG Realm are playing a pretty standard setup here. The Ashe allows for a little bit more consistent pressure in the social.
Yeah, there is a double hit scan setup, which I believe is a little bit less typical than usual. But okay, Snowdrop. Yep. Yeah, that's the regularly scheduled quick experience for you, OG Realm, unfortunately. And now Willis, so much damage to worry about, can really just keep marching on towards these high grounds, trying to clear the rest of the team away from the point and let Quick get set up nice and quickly. Unless, okay.
You got to trade back. This is still winnable if you're Quick Esports.
Yeah, OG Realm, it's all going to be on can they keep their space, can they keep their distance, just allow these pokes to come through, and they've done actually quite successfully here. And, we haven't seen this first map, and it was only thing we did see, of course, the 2-0 scoreline, but, first fight does go the way of OG, and might turn that around pretty nicely.
With this double hit scan setup, it's very curious to see this Hazard Kiriko still being played. I guess you play for just Hazard cycles and then just kind of wait around praying that one of your DPS hits something. You don't really have the ability to sync up or kind of control space the way you normally would do. So I guess there's a lot of pressure on the DPS to find individual frags. Oh, Snowdrop, that could have been a kill there.
Yeah, Snowdrop has now been powered up by Natsuki on the Mercy here. On the higher ground, 2-for-1 is now powering up Snowdrop, and he's immediately taken full advantage of that damage boost after hours being sent back to sleep nice and quickly. And Fabi also taken out their dip. Will get traded by Toxic, but he's just on a sliver of HP. No way you can convert that into more than another trade. And Quick look to take this first point in about under a minute.
Not too bad from them. They got opening killed twice. Only needed to convert it once, and both times it's Snowdrop opening up proceedings. OG Realm are over to the Wrecking Ball, of course. Toxic will be able to find a lot of disruption. Will be annoying for the Mercy, especially to deal with. But in exchange, surely Orphe and Falb are just going to be dying on cooldown to like these Genji Diva dives.
Yeah, you have to just pray that Toxic is able to disrupt for long enough. Poker Bomb thrown out, but unfortunately, no kills to be found just yet as After Hours and Co. Give the high ground just momentarily. That cart will have quite a difficult journey to get through this route first corner. So you can see Willis and Dip trying to get themselves set up. But actually Snowdrop and Johan must keep our eyes on Nano Overclock in. Coach Gun not able to send him far enough. And now the damage boost, 2 damage boosts stacking together. Obliterate After Hours. But I think a trade's going to be come through. No, Snowdrop able to take out Toxic in the nick of time.
A lot of things are happening across the map. It's so chaotic with this Wrecking Ball comp, but when all is said and done, the cart is still moving, and the blade's been pulled for Dip.
Yeah, I believe Willis is still currently a baby diva after that. I think did he get through that cancel? I'm not sure where he's been.
He's got 95% of his mech back. He'll have it now.
Okay.
You can't get your remake cancelled. He must have just had been demeched again.
Yeah, it must have been. And it's kind of a March double hit scan, but now you're in the disadvantage where your force is kind of close quarters, force into striking distance of the Viper that is Dip, curling up under this low ground, trying to get up top, fumbling it's just a little bit on these wall climbs, and now probably quite happy with being able to skirt away there. It was all part of the plan to dodge away from this Kitsune Rush and this overclock. Two big ultimates expended from OG Realm to no real significant results.
I am not sure about the composition, to be honest. I really think it just won't work. So if we're not seeing picks down at about timings like this, then Snowdrop is just going to walk back in with his own railgun and ruin your day.
Yeah, he's doing just that. Like, yeah, they're just being able to be so greedy with this Mercy pick because there's no threat outside of the ball. Now that ball does a lot makes you to work with a beat in play, and Noxu will actually take out Natsuki as I say that. Clearly stream sniping, get him out of here. Willis, though, trying to make sure it goes in their favor. Nano out onto Snowdrop yet again. It goes from one damage boost to the other. Willis playing Minesweeper in a pretty unorthodox way there, but Snowdrop still thinks this is winnable. He's already killed 3, make it 4. There's the Flesh Rune turn into a kill, and Snowdrop looking for the 5k, and that will be just it.
You really can't complain about having a player like Snowdrop, still relatively inexperienced, right, on the tournament realm, but rapidly making a mark for himself here in the early days of this fresh OWCS 2025 season. 3.5 minutes on that time bank, very healthy for Quick Esports. Still no adaptations being made. Both teams seem very comfortable in these comps, but I guess Toxic back over to this Hazard now has decided the ball is maybe no bueno.
Yeah, especially on this third point, really going to struggle to get any kind of value. And OG Realm, they want to try and hold this close. Again, they're just putting themselves in such difficult positions to let this poke comp come into fruition. Natsuki popping that Valkyrie. He's able to keep the whole team popped up, and there's a down boost as well to ensure top 6 end nice and briefly. After hours, we'll find the trade out onto Dip again, and the Poker Bomb not finding the value, but there's the Mercy value. Hey, you're going to see that every single day. The value of bringing Dip back into the fray with a fresh blade, cutting, slicing on through all the follow-up as well. And Quicker a moment away from securing this third point.
Yeah, they are. They're going to get it momentarily, one would have to assume, right? OG Realm, if they have a chance to touch, will have an OC and a Kitsu, but Dip's just marking the spawn doors, and it's coming in so quickly.
Oh, a nice nade there from Johan to just assassinate Fabio. So there's 2 ults out from Overdrive, but Dip does not give a damn. He's walking on in, as is Snowdrop, collecting their souls, racking them all up, and earning themselves a 2-minute, 25-second time bank.
I mean, listen, it's pretty one-sided again. We kind of knew this would happen. We expected this to happen. As we said they could punch up, and they could need to do it consistently. They're not doing it at all right now. As you mentioned before, Nat, it was a 2-0 map 1. Here, 2.5 minute time bank on Blizzard World. It's not what you love to see. It's not one of the worst maps in the game to cap with time on, right? Like, if you capped on like a Havana, it'd be really cooked. But flip side of things, 2.5 minutes is a very healthy time bank. Remember, OG Realm going to need to finish with a minute on the... I know they just need to finish with time, sorry, if they want to go to extra innings and have a chance of winning. If they cap in OT, then Quick Esports will have 2.5 minutes to try and cap just a third of a tick, and considering they got the entire point in less than that already, you aren't feeling incredibly confident. I think the double hit scan style they were playing is not good. It's actually very bad, and if I said exactly how bad I thought it was, I think Westy would tell me off, so I'll leave that one to your own imaginations. Hopefully Noxu does play this Genji moving forward, because I think it's kind of better in every conceivable way if you're not headshotting someone every fight. See if OG Realm can start a renaissance here, or if Quick Esports is just going to continue to roll over them.
Well, there is some kind of art that Quick are appreciating double hit scan, as they're now mirroring it on their own Dip on the Widowmaker Snowdrop on this Sojourn Dip, going for, and he hits the headshot as well. I mean, it's just style points for that, going for the Widow headshot on attack rather than on the defense rather than on attack. But he's going to hit a lot more pretty quickly, as after I was on top, so they're already getting nice and set up here. He's looking for that Kirakai shot, but it'll be Snowdrop that lands it instead onto After Hours. Yeah, we're seeing adaptation, but the own execution just not coming through.
Unfortunate. That's one attempt going down, and with a stagger onto Noxu, this might kind of be it. Dip is under some pressure, but will be able to back out. The same could be said of Willie's. But all of Quick Esports are very, very stable right now. It doesn't really matter what Topstick can do. You're not going to kill the Wrecking Ball.
Yeah, and the Wrecking Ball's just going to happily, UAV, Christmas Wobble around. Topstick tries to ward himself from every angle, but forgets the one from above, unfortunately. And I mean, it's quite nice of Quick, They saw the comp that OG are running. They're like, you know what? we'll give you a little lesson on how you should be playing this, because they just have the mechanics to back up this style. They have the confidence, they have the know-how to make it done. Like we said, we need to punch us up. At the moment, at best, we're seeing like light slaps diagonally from OG Realm. They're going to need to have a real big hit coming through sooner rather than later.
Oh. That nade's pretty nice. Babe just gets flattened off the back of the slam. And that's going to be another fight win in terms of quick esports, right? They just go for a nade slam combo. OG Realm, they get a pretty good cleanse off for what it's worth. Ulfi does his job, but the angle mark was just kind of poor. Noxu, unfortunately, Genji doesn't look much better than the Sojourn. Everyone's just able to collapse in now. Half the time, bank elapsed. They do have the start of ults now with this Kitsune.
There's
rush.
a boop. Oh, he's on break. It's going to be a boop.
Yeah.
No, he's on it too early, Willis.
Bro, let's bench Willis. Get Skyter in here. Lancelot would never miss the boop.
Truly. And is that... I swear I saw Switch standing still, and there's a Nano Valk now on the field. Angel of Life, Angel of Death, Nightmare Demon from Quick here. Natsuki will fall, but they did get that one. But yeah, a very expensive one. And Toxic making sure they stagger themselves for as long as possible. And now a minute 40 left.
Listen, if I hard cope, then at the end of the day, Quick Esports spent a lot and OG Realm didn't. They can walk back in with their own ults. But I've yet to see the amount of success. I really need to spin a narrative like that. They have been shut down in pretty much every single scenario, and even the wall hacks from Dip might be enough here. Okay, don't shoot into the flex, man.
Yeah, I believe Dip trying to, make it a 6v4 there, a little bit 6v6 early, trying to shoot the deflect. Noxu just scrambling to call after hours. There you go. There's what you need. Headshot and overclock. Can it be the follow-up shots? Cleanse invested as well. All resources on after hours, but can he translate it into some proper profit here? Noxu will follow up onto Yoham, and things are looking dire for Quick to stop this first capture. And I mean, that's how you do it. You do invest the overclock, but it all just comes off a nice mechanical headshot, to be honest.
Well, yeah, even though Dip does his absolute best to join OG Realm Overwatch 1 style, then I think he can make do with just finding the headshot instead. You get the stagger onto Dip. Winnies goes for one of the mines of all time. It still kills after hours.
Somehow, I'm not really too sure about how that one happens, and he is stalling the cart for a fair bit, allowing Quick to come back in. The fray. After Hours has gone over onto the Cassidy now. This is a very... You can see the mentality when all these picks just being, Willis, please don't hurt me. But whether or not he'll listen to that, Snowdrop is yet again just standing completely still with a rail charged up. Can he now... I mean, it's being joined by Diff being forced to stand still, but Yohan will find a nice trade there on the Genji. And he has a nano to unleash whenever he feels the moment is right.
I mean, you could nano dip. I don't think it's worth waiting for the blade. Just let him go on a slam and see what he can go cook. No, they go for the nano into Willies, who's just going to try and do as much damage as he can on the Wrecking Wheel. Yep,
and that's quite a bit of damage by the looks of it. The Brigitte just having zero impact there against the Nano Wrecking Ball. Yeah, you can cope and say they invest in Nano, but OG Realm also invest the Kitsune Rush to no avail. Dip able to dodge that nade as well. You can see they're just pressed up against the choke.
It feels like every time that OG Realm get an advantage, then Quick are able to respond. Every time Quick get an advantage, OG Realm collapse. You know, I think that's the best way of describing it. Unfortunately, they're just not able to get momentum going fast enough. Here's another chance, though.
Yeah, a little bit too fast there from Dip, gets walled off there. And now Fabi, with this rally, able to get a second one after hours. Everyone from OG Realm finally kind of coming alive in the time of need, but they don't push the cart for that too much. They still have quite a difficult area of the map to, overcome. 3 carts should probably get them under it, but now they have to walk into, 3 ults from a Quick with only the High Noon to deal with it. Or, I mean, High Noon now after you've killed Dip with a nade, and oh my goodness, after hours you are really, really passionate about taking that high ground.
It's going to cost him his life, of course. And if you're Quick Esports, these are very, very comfortable sightlines for you, especially with your Ana. I mean, look at the value you're finding instantly there. Knocks you dead, blade pulled. What more can they find?
Yeah, even when they're messing about, even when they're getting their silly on, they've still got their business suits, they've still got their briefcases. The hits are still being timed there well with Yoham's needs, and the engage it from Willis, I say, as Willis just completely runs in. But there's Dip to follow up and take her after hours right in the face of the spawn door as well, rubbing salt on the wound. And only 40 seconds left for OG Realm here.
I think, honestly, even this is a bit of a haha silly comp with the Mercy and the Bull, it's not a bad one either, as you can see with Noxu going down to it again.
Yeah, the Bull was able to just really take full advantage of how like flat and long this map kind of is to mess around and just enable so much to get all these shots. Alfie will actually find a nice kill onto Yoham, and Dip is
You sausage.
Yeah, that was I think that's the appropriate word to say. And After Hours seems to have absorbed the life essence, but no, Snowdrop will immediately take it back. After Hours has found 3 this fight, but that'll be all. Only 2 seconds left.
More than listen, they get a touch, and they'll be able to get Noxu on 10% from the blade. Maybe there's a chance there, but it's an uphill battle, most definitely. See if they can get that Al-Khazir on via the team vision of Quick Esports.
Yeah, there's the blade pulled from Noxo. Just take out Natsuki, but they're so low, and now Dip is right in their face, and they walk off the point in the face of the rush. That's just a bit unfortunate, but that's going to be GG's 2-0 for this side of Quick versus OG. I'm pretty expected. It's best of 5. They're just saying GG's for for the sake of it.
I think he also
mental warfare. No, I mean it does kind of feel like the end, to be quite honest.
Mm-hmm. This game looks cooked. I would normally try and like spin a narrative, especially if this is like a tournament broadcast. Be like, well, maybe they can come back. No, they can't. They're gonna fall over. We just gotta see that. Unless someone like Keys, unless someone like decides to turn into Prime Kevster. Unfortunately, this game's a little bit cooked. I would be very, very surprised if it wasn't Quick Esports moving forward 3-0. The only real possibility that would make it not so is if they get a little bit too silly goofy with it.
Yeah, I mean, they have toned it down from yesterday. We're not seeing any off rolls, just kind of off meta picks or kind of picks that aren't particularly their strongest suits in kind of the high caliber competition. But yeah, I think the only option for OGM to take a map here is going to be an off roll. But hey, quick in the past, maybe they'll treat us to another viewing of that today. But doesn't seem to be that as the no.
Well, I mean, they're in spawn.
Yeah,
everyone's on the correct rolls. No one's being too goofy. If everything gets kind of shiced as well, they can just swap over to a real comp. Speaking of real comp, OG Realm are on something that is totally diluted. Anna Brig Bull Genji Sojin is playable if your bull is like golden pants levels of like cracked. We'll see if Topsy can put up that level of buller, but unfortunately, I don't reckon he's Skeeler.
Well, I mean,
Willie's back to spawn.
Yeah. I mean, they're trying to really even the playing field a little bit there. The rule rollout messed up, but I feel like incredible platform there from Yoham. I have to note that one down for my own use, honestly.
It really helps Snowdrop kill that wall dead.
Yeah. There's Topsic going for the slam. Already has a lot of his resources filled up. There's no effective follow-up, and Alfie just kind of scrambling around at the moment. Everyone's forced around. He's had to walk into some yellow S's, but I mean, Topsic has killed Dip there.
That is true. There's a chance, especially with Natsuki being walked upon. Yeah, it looks like first fight going in favor of OG Realm.
I wonder what could be causing that. It can't be a life weaver. Look at the value you just got there. No, he just completely saved Natsuki for that life correct.
Is now in Tracer. That is going to be there. Enough of them being silly goofy. Okay, they actually are making changes.
Yeah.
Snowdrop's on Cass. The backline's still not changing. So they go towards a semi-reasonable DPS line. Natsuki's still on Zen. This is still going to be silly until I see Natsuki move on to like a Brig or something. But their comp is a lot more reasonable now. They have great target focus.
Yeah, you have to be so much more aggressive though with this without this Brig, with this Zen. And at the moment, they're actually having to send, I think that's Willis, onto the car. It's going to get chased off quite quick there to deny the cap coming through. But OG Realm, they're not going to secure that. Because that Snowdrop's just stepping up to the point alone. Now hindering away Topsic. And yeah, the time is running out. Your hits have kind of run out for the side of OG Realm. And if you play long fights, you play pure mechanics, it's just going to hit more shots. Johan's going to hit the sleep on Topsic. Everything's going to come through. And now Alfie and Fabi are running back. Hopefully to, I like to say a safe place, but yeah, that's not going to be the case here. Just
there's very few safe places when you're playing into Willis Ball, I think. So lead in favor of OG Realm, but Quick Esports back with control of the bot. And coming up net ults as well. The Batman hang into the minefield could be brutal, but it is a small lead for OG Realm. The Nano Blade is a possibility and one that Quick Esports don't have tools for.
Yeah, I mean, they can play this slow and maybe get a chance. Early Mansion wants to try and buy them time to do that here. You might have also isolated the Genji, who now is in a really difficult situation. The Sojourn's sliding in there to try and assist him. He will scare Willis away for the moment. Anti-out after hours. Nice slam, nice blade follow-up, actually, and the chance not going to be in time to save Yoham. They've already kind of have a stare down there, and Noxu knows they have to back up and wait for a recontest to come back in, or re-hit to come back in on the bull. But in the meantime, Willis has taken out your Soj. Yeah. Well, there's the High Noon out from Snowdrop. Sure, it doesn't get a kill. Unless someone's walking into it. No? No? Okay. Skill check passed.
A lot of like jostling back and forth, but no one can really commit to it. Mine's finally popped from top 6. The Snowdrop goes down. Maybe that's finally going to be enough of a lead in this fight for them to cap out.
Okay, yeah, I mean, like, purely just looking at the kills coming through, it's looking decently even-ish at the moment. OG Realm even had a little altered advantage. Natsuki finally going to get it off of the Zen going over to Lucio. Now he can actually follow up on a couple more of these hits and engages.
And hopefully peel Yoham as well, right? The Zen provides so little help towards the Ana. Yoham was under all that scrutiny on his own dip. It's forced out early on, but OG Realm still maybe a bit of a lead in this fight until After Hours goes down.
Yeah, there's a very natural-looking cowboy there. No additives acquired, just pure mechanics take out that shot. Don't know where Yoham Nano Boost went, to be honest, but he will be finding the kill onto Top 6. Natsuki also onto Noxu. I believe that is the point cap acquired for OG Realm, so they will have close spawns. I think should just about get it. Yes, maybe the backline doesn't. No, they won't get it in time.
Oh, that's really rough, actually. That's a significant split, especially considering they're so slow. Willies won't be able to follow up on that kill, at least. That's a silver lining for OG Realm. But Quick Esports now contesting for the lead. OG Realm have to go and cart, even if they don't have the help for it.
Oh, Top 6. Yeah, just with the ball trying to walk the line of getting maxed out from the value and not dying. Well, he did the latter there, Top 6, and that is going to be the fatal flaw that now allows Vic to overtake the lead. Actually, did OG Realm get the cap? I don't believe they did on the first point, on the first check mark. I don't think that lit up to prove it. There's a hiding on a sleeping ball. Yeah, that's a very dead ball. Now, Blade has been pulled here. Very aggressive. The Nano Booster trying to give a bit more.
They really want Natsuki dead.
Yeah, they understandable with the performance he's been putting on. Not able to get the beat online, at least, but you don't get the lead off it. You do get a fight win, though.
There is that, but Quick Esports coming back in with their own Nano Boost, and they've also got the beat for your OC. OG Realm don't have many actual opportunities in this fight. Their best use case is probably just forcing ults out of Quick and having an advantage in that next.
Yeah, but the issue with the Quick are so good in the neutrals, you kind of need an ult to match it. Yoham's always taking out Nox. I'm not sure how that kill came through, but he's looking to take that one onto Alfie as well. Doesn't have the sleep to keep himself alive from Toxic, but it's a 4-for-1 trade as well as will find the final blow onto Fab as well. And yeah, this is especially you just can't be in when you're against Quick because they know they have the advantage here in the lead and their positioning. So OG Realm are in a real tough spot to kind of get out of.
You have made the swap over to the Ashe, of course, from After Hours, so we'll see if that makes it any easier for them or not compared to the Sojourn. Wasn't fighting too much on that previous pick here. Maybe with the consistent pressure, it's enough, or, well, it's not. Dip instantly wrecks them.
Yeah, you don't have a slide to get away from that one. Sleep onto Willis will buy the back a little bit more time and maybe some time to get a trade that you so desperately need, but I think you will there, but it's Snowdrop for 2, 1 for 2 maths. Numbers not going the way of OG Realm there. Assuming they've not got too many concussions from Willis slamming in on the ball. And now there will be a potential Nano and High Noon yet again. Only the Mindful available from Toxic here to try and deny the final point. Cap slam in from the Nano, connect onto After Hours, Dip following up. It's just textbook stuff from Quick here.
Yeah, they touched the spawn doors already. They know exactly how much in the lead they are, and I mean, I'm walking to mines just for the ult charge. Okay, Dip does die to mines like a sausage. That makes it harder, right? Because now Quick Esports are down there, Premier Spanner, then OG Realm can walk back in with 5, and it's going to be hard for Quick to find a trade.
Yeah, Yoham's a little bit wide there as well. I mean, it has to put so much more attention onto Snowdrop. Willis maybe will die for it. Willis make it a lot easier to happen as he stands still, but the peel is good from Johan, able to get a shield, and now there's a high noon to zone them away from falling up any further. OG Realm, they know they can't invest. Why are you walking into high noon is the question you should be asking, but now you have a whole... Yeah, you have a whole lot more than just one question. The question is, how do you beat this? Nanoblade, with a response, but only get one nice boot there from Natsuki. And now you only have one ult, and you're down 50 meters, and there's a minefield.
It's not the best minefield, I think, of Willie's life, but Dip finds a 1v1 in actual nowhere as Fabi goes down. Quick Esports aren't down that much, so OG Realm aren't nearly comfortable enough to actually get distance. If Willies goes down, maybe there's enough, but there's not a reload there in time.
He beats for him! He beats for him to run down the Cassidy. The slam is good from Topstick, though, but it's not enough to save After Hours Willis. Trade soul for soul there. Harmony achieved, but I mean, oh no, Topstick, you can't slam that. Oh, you really can't slam that. Johan is not going to let you get away with that one. And yet again...
There's 2 minutes on the bank, man. They can't be spending these ults, but they just don't care. And everything's working out in their favor. Yes, OG Realm do have a lead on the Deadeye. No, nobody in the server cares. Yep. As Westy mentions, they're getting spawn camped, and it ain't pretty, folks. This should be rated like a R18. Avert your eyes if you're a young child.
Yeah. I mean, this is just quite the disaster. It's gonna be difficult for OG Realm to turn this one around, especially they only have the high noon. Dip is just dancing around, eventually stumbles into the dash there from Noxu, and maybe get some resets going here. Fabi will give him just that. The high noon popped from Snowdrop to kill so many people, I'm sure, in some reality, but that will buy OG Realm an opportunity here to try and march back an extra, 50 meters to get the lead?
50 meters plus, yeah. Listen, like as you mentioned, the ult cycles will be online. That will be enough for at least one fight guaranteed, but they've barely even been consistent with that. Some of these nano blades from Noxu haven't been finding the multi-kill potential you'd maybe like. Genji will have blade, but will be forced out. Yeah,
and they're still struggling to get control of After Hours. Nice little dink there onto Dip, sending him down 6 feet under for the moment. There's only a lot more than 6 feet again. Will surely get chipped by Noxu, has to live here. Any kind of picks in this open situation will really spell doom and I'm trying to cram the words together. Yeah,
doom, disaster, despair. All words that you could say when Willies goes down. A chase comes through onto the Lucio. Natsuki's footwork is fast, but not fast enough to dodge the Genji of Noxu. Dip, a trade onto Alfie, now found as the battle begins over the objective. The Deadeye forces are disengaged from Dip, but the blade pulled from Noxu is going to reach yet more disaster onto Snowdrop. Noxu now going down, beat pop from OG Realm, and they have the kills going in their favor.
They can lose this. They've actually goofed around so much. It's going to turn into a goo because OG Realm still have Nano, we still have the minefield, and Quick still have a Bastion. Yes, your Ham's 90% to Nano. Natsuki so close to the beat, but they need it now. Push the After Hours amped up with Nano Boost, but it's too early. There's no one in view. Snowdrop's still getting out of spawn. There's Nano Boost. There's the beat. Nano Bastion, a whole different beast at the moment, just tearing through the entire OG Realm. Nowhere to run as overtime trickles down, and it's a mercy killing onto Fabi at the end, and it's a 3-0 onto OG Realm from Quick here.
Nano boosted Bastion, we're going to bench him for that. That's going to be against some sort of rule. The Geneva
Conventions. The Geneva Conventions. Maybe. Yeah, that's the one. That's... Yeah.
Very serious game. Quick Esports very much tested.
Maybe not physically or mentally, maybe spiritually. Maybe that's the real battlefield was in the mind. But yeah, an expected win for Quick to advance here in the finals for the January qualifier in February. It's a silly tournament. It's a silly game. It's a silly team. Yeah, and we saw more than I was expecting from OG Realm, to be quite honest with you. And it's always kind of, you have to take, I can say a pinch of salt, but it's quite the opposite. A pinch of, I don't know. What's the opposite of salt in this situation? Not pepper.
I have no idea what you're talking about. You sound insane.
I think I do, because I'm a pinch of sugar. Let's say that, because you do lose 3-0 quite dishearteningly against a much better team. But I think you gain a lot more from that game in the long run than Quick do, because Quick it's just a little road, a walk
I feel like
in the
your map 1 and 2 maybe, your map 3 I feel like that was pretty useless, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like your opponent starts off on Lifeweaver Zen, so they're behind ult cycles the entire time. You're playing Ana comp and you only win Ana fights. Like, unfortunate.
No amounts of honey or sugar or any kind of additive will really change the way that it's quite a bitter win. Bitter loss, to be quite honest, for OG Realm, but
that is
made
true.
it to the finals at least.
Yeah, are we going to break here, Westy, for the next game?
All right.
The next game is starting ASAP, so I guess we'll see. What game are we waiting on to decide who gets our game? Because I believe we are in bracket stage, right? Tanuki Kirin, that's the Keija team.
Yes, and it's also the team we saw them 2-0 yesterday.
That is also true. So we'll see if the Keija coaching is enough to overcome.
Okay.
Or if he spends more time beefing with us Samito on Twitter than to work.
Yeah, okay. I will say, if there's one bright side of this, for the last time it was we got to see some silliness come out. That was kind of the silver lining of the dark cloud. Last time we did see Tanuki Kirin bring out a different look that is kind of interesting to look at, in the sense that it's different because it was the Sombra Queen they were absolutely kind of fixated on in playing into Quicks. Not to any real success, to be quite honest with you, but we are seeing some Sombra being played off in other regions, and we are seeing Queen in other areas, but this is not during Hero Ban era, which those kind of picks might be coming from. But this, I think, is an interesting kind of case to study to this upcoming match.
Yeah, well, see if they've cooked up anything. We'll see, right? It hasn't been much time between the last game and this one, right? So there's a limited amount of work that any team can do. Even if you're like I don't know, if you're crazy raccoons, you're not waking up at like 2 p.m. to start your practice. Like, there's only so much time you can practice, and unfortunately it's kind of right now. So We'll see if they have cooked up anything especially special for us, but I would kind of assume it's just attempt number 2 to see if the old strat book still works. And one has to assume it probably won't, right? Quick Esports is probably on paper the strongest team in this tournament, bar maybe SRPC.
Yeah, I think that's definitely the match that we're definitely the one we're all waiting to see. I mean, I think Tanuki's main goal is just take a map. I think it's everyone's kind of main goal against Quick, to be quite honest with you. It's kind of a flat statement to say. But I think, I don't think it's a grud match. I don't think your anger against Quick for beating you in the first, in the qualifiers yesterday.
You'd like to.
Yeah.
It helps.
Maybe you can channel that energy into the upcoming maps. We have Nepal as our first control point, then Icon World, Esperanza, and then Hanaoka and Vana to finish us off if we get to that point, which, is a pretty big if.
We shall have to wait and see. Lobby is live. That's what we're hearing now. So we're going into the action very, very shortly. So thankfully, we don't have to do much more of Caster yet. We can actually get into the action and see exactly how things are going to play down. Now, it is the second shake of the stick in between Quick Esports and Tanuki Kirin.
That was an ambitious sentence to go for, which I would not have tried.
I need to do my tongue twisters more.
Yeah.
If I did, then I'd do it. I'd be good.
Yeah.
I think when I went to Epic Land, one of the casts I worked with had like a list of 50 tongue twisters he'd do before he started casting. And listen, I might be locked in. Even I'm not that locked in. That guy was just a weapon.
Yeah. I mean, I let loose the despair, which I might need to get that list as well. But
you let loose the despair. I was like, I'm taking over play by play from you until you recover properly.
I need a moment there just to wallow.
Save the broadcast while I can.
Yeah. But Tanuki also trying to change things up. I say as they bring in the exact same comp they lost on yesterday, so it's going to be more on the execution of that style rather than the kind of initial characters here, but Quick are already taking the fight straight to it, and I think flipping the map even. I mean, Tanuki will try and actually get a nice aggression back in. Big top is out from Johan, though, kept everyone up, and that's kind of the advantage that this... Ooh, this Kiriko... this Juno has over the Kiriko, but no cleanse to save Willis there, or dip from Combat's Boop, and Tanuki find the first blow of this fight.
Yeah. Kylo Ren's doing a good job pressuring the backline generally, but catching Dip out overextended means you could just beam down the Genji when he doesn't have cooldowns and when Yoham is very much distracted healing up Willies. Your advantage is that you're 60% to that Orbital Ray. You will be matched by the Kitsu, but like, who cares? Orbital Ray is so much better. So Quick Esports walking in, seeing what they can get done on their second attempt.
Yeah, speed ring invested here from Yoham, trying to let someone swing nice and wide to catch someone. You will get a hit marker there, but unfortunately not going to be the kill you need. And Tanuki are just still claiming this point. They're just bunkering down. And Jen actually able to unleash a shot from that bunker, from the window. And a hack on the Dip was already threatening his life. And Quick, they're kind of just playing exactly how Tanuki would like to be doing this. They're playing to the nice, playing into the hacks, and just getting punished for it.
And it's working out fantastically in Tanuki's favor, right? They can back up. Now they've now got their Kitsu. They're close OC. As long as Gen doesn't overpeak there. Oh, that was disgusting! A fadeaway onto Natsuki. Quick Esports. All you can do is cancel. They're going to be basically every ultimate bar the Rampage on the server when we have this next engagement going down. And Kylo Ren's EMP is going to be so impactful there, right? Just the ability to take away other people's abilities is so destructive.
Yeah, you do wish you had the Queen ult coming up before the Orbital Ray, but I think the Beat and the EMP combining your next best options. Knife just slowing Willis' approach there for the time being. There's the rush out, there's the Orbital Ray, there's the overclock, there's the downpour, everything all over the field, but no picks coming just through yet. But Willis is the first one to force Natsuki's. Yes, the Beat just a little bit too late. Kylo Ren will give his life for it. No EMP invested here. Kylo Ren doesn't even need to be there at the moment, but his partner in crime lacking now, really wishes he had there. Not capping the point still, though. Dip just doing some interpretive dance there to try and befriend combat. But, yeah, all enemies at the moment as Quick will finally get themselves ownership of the control point.
Yeah, Quick Esports just throw the kitchen sink at Tanuki Kirin, and now they're in a bit of a sticky situation, right? They're in one fight territory. They only have Blade, and Tanuki have EMP, OC, Rampage. That's kind of cooked. You maybe just need the EMP Jax Kylo Ren. I don't think you have any other way.
Well, yeah, there it is. The actual will catch Jen in it and live? Huh? Is all the words I have for that. And Snowdrop as well. All words for him taking Combat's name to the kill feed. Kylo Ren, though, and Arhug will find nice trades, 2-for-2 numbers even. And now with Willis down, tank advantage for Tanuki. But they are still down a member now. Snowdrop will claim Delta, which means that Tanuki will wisely just choose to regroup and wait to be back at full strength. I say is Rug will actually now threaten the point here, and there's only one ult available, and it's on their side.
I mean, I didn't expect Tanuki Kirin just to go for the worst EMP I've ever seen. Okay, Jen pops OC. That's going to make the re-engage so much harder.
I mean, you say that, but it looks like Snowdrop is in the recipient of the ultimate, finding the kill into combat, and said Jen in such an awful angle to fight anything from. And yes, well, it's just so low, the virus finally taking him down, but Kylo Ren again gives his life for it. And Dip now getting those resets flourishing, just an absolute tear, dueling the entire enemy team and winning time after time. And Quick, they're slowly bringing you back.
Did Rug Ajax the Rampage? I didn't see it, and it's on cooldown now. Wait, that fight, the last fight might have been catastrophically bad for Tanuki Kirin. I didn't see it.
There's no cleanse on the Quick either. We saw no... What?
I saw EMP.
Oh, it must have been earlier, but you really had it now. As this could easily slip into Final Fight Spectron, and you have an overclock with a Ray if you feel like it, but you've already found 2 with the OC. Just keep on rolling on. Just make a whole montage. Let's just drop a beat on it as well. You might as well. He's going for this fight.
He's in their spawn, man. Let him. Yeah. I mean, they're already dead. It's disgusting.
Let's get some slow-mo going.
That is a bit of a feed. That is a bit of a feed. There's 10% left to go. They will have touch, most likely. Yoham does have the Orbital Ray. And Snowdrop, I'm sorry, it was a Tracer for the touch.
Kylo Ren's dead first again. There's the Orbital Ray out. Combat has to get this beat going. He will. Only onto Rug, though. Delta not able to be the recipient of it. Only of Dip's Fury and Fist. And now there's a Blade into that mix as well. Everyone being put to the shredder. And Quick, 1999, not the numbers you'd expect, but still the 1-0 that is the crucial part.
Listen, it may not have been an Ajax from Rug, but I can still pretty comfortably say that losing a fight where you have EMP and Rampage to just a Blade is kind of the equivalent of the United States spending $1 more billion on OpenAI and then getting thrashed by like a couple $1 million Chinese AI instead. to make a topical reference. So, that does mean that now Quick Esports are China, Tanuki Kirin are the United States government. And as we all know, China number one.
That's the quick way. I've been...
Don't know where I'm going with that. They're playing the standard comp here. Snowdrop goes to the TP. Tanuki Kirin on the same composition. No changes here. Hopefully they can execute on those ultimates a little bit better here.
Yeah, I think this is kind of we're reaching to grander narratives, because the one in the game still is just dominance from Quick. Yes, Arhog has a bit of this kind of skill shot potential with the knives, maybe get a boop going here and there, but you can already see, look at the confidence. They're speeding, slowing in, and Rug's been shoved into a corner, into locker. Give us your lunch money. They won't do that, but maybe they'll take his life instead. As Tanuki Kirin have been crawled into this small, dark corridor, and Quick have complete control of the point now.
Control of the map at this point. Tanuki Kirin, wherever they go, we're going to have to peek into some really disadvantageous sightlines, and especially with Kylo Ren being totally marked by Natsuki, there's not really much they can do.
Yeah, I mean, the hack does come out on the dip, and maybe Jen can find a shot. No, just a little bit wide there. And now you have a difficult problem. You can't really retake so easily into this point. And look how much damage Rug is taking. Like, it doesn't matter how many speeds you have. I mean, you have 2 speeds, with the shout, with the Lucio amp. But you can't get anywhere on them, because Quick have as many speeds to just get away and disengage and play their better poke.
Quick kind of just microwave them in terms of the map control there. They just take it early using their double speed, and Tanuki Kirin can't walk back in with their own. So now 30% probably more in favor of Quick Esports. They're ahead in every ult that matters. And Tanuki Kirin need to figure out how to pick themselves up.
Yeah, I think you just have to go maybe fast with this Kitsune. It's just be blazing Fury in, and the Kylo Ren, I think kind of scouts that is stacking so much with the team, maybe trying to get value with this rush, but going around this by getting set up. Maybe the hack sends off map, but no, with the virus to try and do the same. Now he's been pushed back, but again, the more time that Quick have on the point, the better. And now they have an orbital to match this Kitsune rush and completely obliterate Rug that gets caught in the downpour too.
Okay, dip does go down. That's awkward, but also you don't care. You've just won. I guess another silver lining for Tanuki Kirin is going to be the Quick Esports spent one more ult than you, so you have a bit of a lead. Not that any of your ults are actually online. You've been getting thrashed so summarily that everything is 20-30% away. It's also worth mentioning that, in theory, you wouldn't go for a spawn ult here, but because they keep getting staggered so far, Natsuki's going to be back at basically the same time. So, Tanuki Kirin, you probably look for an extended fight here. You want to charge into, most importantly, your EMP, and then let it fly, see what happens.
Yeah, right now, Rug and the point are in a race who can get the higher percentage, but Combat's already down, not going to get a beat this entire fight. Arhug will get the nice rampage onto 3 there by Natsuki. It's the straightforward beat, 1+1, and unfortunately, the EMP has a big connection there, but the knife from Arhug does not, and he doesn't step on the point. Oh my goodness.
Listen, yeah, I might not be the biggest C9 cooler, but that was a C9. That was straight up a C9. They were like 3 or 4 members alive. They're still battling. They're just going EMP off, guys. We need to be on the objective. Unfortunately, Tanuki Kirin not playing up to the level that maybe we'd want from them. Quick Esports definitely playing at the level we'd expect from them. And because of that, it is a total shutout there on Sanctum. 1-0 up, I believe, in our best of 3 series. So Tanuki Kirin, best up they can pick themselves up by their bootstraps in our upcoming match. I think we saw they're playing a composition that requires ult cycles, but they're not cycling their ult. Not cycling their ult. It's kind of unlucky, yeah. Like when they have them, they kind of throw them away. Like that last fight, we kind of rampage, I guess, but we rampage to touch points, so we can't actually use the rampage. And then we EMP, we walk off the cart, so we don't get any ult value. The point before, like I said, it was just it was Trump putting tariffs level of economic trolling. I don't know what they were planning, but unfortunately, it does shoot them in the foot. And now they have to look towards the future and see and figure out if they can move towards a more Canadian style of investment.
Yeah, I think you've got to be reaching out to every kind of pocket of inspiration here, different countries, different ideas. But you have to kind of come back to the basics there. For Tanuki, the C9, you could, it was unfortunate, but honestly, like, I kind of get it in the sense that you aren't even getting to the point of those fights. You aren't even contesting that. I think literally the only time they started contesting that was in that final fight. Up until that point, they were just getting shredded over and over again. And the ult rotation, it kind of makes sense. The Queen can counter the orbital ray in a sense. The EMP can shut down the beat. There's a theory behind it here, but execution and the application, is not that good. But there is a new spearhead in on the team, I believe, for Tanuki Kieran. I believe it's Yukij that's been put in over Rug. I know that Rug is typically more of a ground tank kind of favored oriented player. I know that he played the Ramattra back in the Face League Season 1 Open, obviously preferring the Queen here. So maybe Yukij will give them a different flexibility, different style. They're definitely kind of experimenting here. Well, because you desperately need to.
You're experimenting because you might as well, right? You know, this is the kind of game where it doesn't matter so much what you practiced eons before. You kind of just show up to the day and, well, at this point in the game, you just want to see what sticks, right? Yukij is very much going to bring a different style to, I assume, what Arhog is playing. But, again, yes, you just kind of throw stuff at the wall, see what sticks. And if it takes you throwing the whole kitchen sink to get something actually lodged in there, then you throw the whole kitchen sink, right? I think we're kind of at that point. We'll see if it works out for Tanuki Kieran, as I believe we're getting ready to head into our next map.
Yeah, Icon Ward, I think, definitely makes sense to put in a more, I'm assuming a more dive-oriented tank. I can't think of no reason why you'd put in someone else or change tank players unless you have a different hero pool. We'll have to see what kind of flavors they end up pulling out to try and cook up less of a sour ending to this match. And no, it's still going to be Queen. Okay, right. Ignore everything that I just said for the past 30 seconds because we're just putting in a different Queen player, it seems.
I was going to say, I don't want to talk about hero pools because Yukij is very much a Queen player.
Right.
So like, Queen is his best tank, and then he plays like Ryan and Ram sometimes.
Right.
Listen, I don't know Arhug in detail. I can't speak to his hero pool. Maybe Yukij just wasn't available for map 1.
I mean, to some degree, but Arhug was playing yesterday, also Queen, and I think I've known him for Ram and Queen, so we just have two tanks that have kind of the same hero pool, it looks like. So, interesting macro here. Maybe the micro will be a little bit better from...
Okay, no one gives a head. No. Yukij eats a body shot. There's no ult charge in favor of Quick Esports as they're going to swap. Delta gets a nice little 5% heal. All is well with the world. Tanuki Kieran do have Kylo Ren on that venture, so their hits are going to be stronger. Moved away from that Sombra finally. Quick Esports more of the same, because, you know, if it ain't broke, why fix it?
I mean, yeah, it's going to take a lot of innovation from Tanuki and how they can actually get involved here. Yukij already being forced back, having to invest a shout defensively. Knife missing as well. All the opportunities kind of running out, and Tanuki, they're getting constricted here by Quick. Diff is low. They have to buy some time, but Snowdrop takes combat even lower. Nice headshot there. You can just rely on the mechanics of your players when you have all of these high caliber individuals. And Quick, they're able to chase down, make sure these kills are light. Nice late and staggered. I mean, yeah, you've sent Yukij and Delta away from the point. Kylo will get a touch coming through. But, they do get a touch here, but they're on the wrong side of the map. Kylo Ren and Combat's still with him. We need to touch the point, guys. And
what are we doing? Listen, I mean, I know that we have Snowdrop in the background, but we need to either ignore him or go kill him. And instead, just like kind of edging the concept means that Yukij and Delta are out the fight the entire time. They walk and get crossfired while the team is also in a negative fight. Tanuki Kieran, they had an...
yeah.
I don't know. I genuinely have never seen that before. I'll say they're at cross wires and say no more about it as we head onto the second phase of the map. Onto Castle Fight, we shall see no higher ground having to be reached. Everybody starts there.
I mean, yeah, Johan recognizes they have one on carts. They want to use that ult investment now to kind of mitigate that factor, and they will, making now an even fight on the point, take the numbers in their favor as everyone falls over from Tanuki, and that point keeps on rolling the whole time. We saw them do this exactly the same on Route 66, just stuff the choke, win with that ult advantage, keep the cart rolling, and Tanuki now, they're going to come out on even more of a back foot, even more of a disadvantageous position to try and get themselves out of.
We'll see what they do to actually crack things out. Shout invested already. They probably want to go fast with ults, and using the beat early means that Yukij's Rampage is going to be free.
Yeah, and Willis has kind of just let himself wander merrily onto the point. Cart is still wrong. I have to send someone over. There's a risk of a boop here. I think Combat did actually land there, but Snowdrop talking about risk. There's a whole HR case here at the moment. So just up on the high ground, trying to find the shots. Blade pool as well from Dip, because why not? Especially when you kill Jen and when you have the Lucio set in your sights there and you kill them. And this fight has been completely flipped on its head. Tanuki are just a poor turtle shell up at the moment. And Yukich has solo ulted Willis on the point.
Why would you ult that? Why would you ever ult that? You're 1v4. I know you're Lucio touching, but like you hit one person.
If we think about it, he was trying to take the cart down with him, being one with the cart by dashing into it. And now they've maintained that spiritual connection. The full hold isn't coming on third point. Maybe.
I was about to say, okay.
Oh, never mind. Yuki just gets one shot by Willis. And Tanuki, we're here. They're just a poor stick. And Jen's gone as well. An even shorter stick, a twig right now. Getting tossed and battered around by the storm, by the gale. That is Quick Esports. And can someone even get a touch tonight with being a 4-minute time bank? I believe that's Combat stalling the point. Jen pulling the overclock. He has to find something. All he's finding is the corpses of his comrades. Combat falls to the slash. There's a Genji in his face. There's a Venture ult now trying to stall the point much as it can. It will effectively do that. For just a moment, as Yuki just gone over onto ramp. That is an orbital ready to deal with. And a big yellow for that Yuki. So much resources available. Just brute forcing through this final checkpoint. Yuki will fall. The beat is out. Nothing in response. It's a quiet whimper that Tanuki Kirin let out as they finally get their third point captured with a 3-minute 30-second time bank.
So I know we subbed in Yukej. I also know he hasn't been playing the game that much recently, and all respect to Tanuki Kirin, but I think it shows. Sometimes you watch teams and you say Quick Esports were just better. Unfortunately, we can't say that here. I think it kind of was Tanuki Kirin just being worse, right?
Yes.
Like, first fight, we go for that terrible split and just make it a 3v5 for no reason. When we're defending against the bridge, then we ult for literally zero reason. Like, genuinely zero reason. Hit one person and then die. And then Willies just, like, takes too much damage. Like, just dies to no ults. Tanuki Kirin have to go for the recontest, use both DPS ults to not get a single kill, and then Quick just walk back in on their own turn and win. Like...
Yeah. They're attempting to make plays that Quick are doing, but kind of in a vacuum. They're like, oh, we'll let Kylo Ren pull their DPS out like Dip did, and Dip killed 2. Unfortunately, Dip is not Kylo Ren, and you do not have it set up for that. And that means, 3-minute 30-second time bank, very ugly to look at for Tanuki, very daunting, especially as Natsuki is setting up one of the rollouts of all time, just,
After the Skybox.
Spinning on it with whimsy, I believe. The entire team trying to scale to new heights, it looks like. Their new goal is jump up this tower.
I mean, they don't need to climb much further, because in Overwatch, apparently they're already high enough. Tanuki Kirin on a slightly different comp now onto the more standard Genji Sojourn style of Queen. We'll see if that makes any difference as they begin the rollout on the attack. And a lot of space being given for free. Quick Esports not wanting to overpeak.
Yeah, now there's the engagement in. Yukich already solo. Suzu's been forced already, and Yukich has to shout defensively, trying to run back. Bumps his head into the ceiling. And that's a lethal blow, it seems. The entire team will fall around him. I mean, this is just disastrous. It is, coffin, baby, hydrogen bomb, but maybe it's, maybe that's a little bit understatement right now.
That was, I've never seen somebody die because they just jump for no reason, and I haven't seen that in a while, at least. Why would you jump there? I don't get it.
Oh, no.
Dude, Joham's got stuck! No way! There's no way! He gets a kill! He's not gonna kill!
No, don't get a second. Okay.
What?
Okay, Spectron's heart will survive. He's not gonna second kill, but Willis has gotten 2. Because losing your Juno to the rooftops of Iconworld is not enough for Tanuki Kirin to turn the fight, unfortunately. The only person Tanuki Kirin actually are threatening in that fight is Spectrum, I think. I'm gonna be quite honest.
My blood pressure has never been higher. What am I watching? How do you lose a fight where the enemy Juno just finds herself in your backline. The mind boggles. Listen, Tanaki Kira will be able to walk in with beat Kitsu.
Where is Yukich?
They do walk in. How is Yukich in?
Why is
Where's his
Yukich
team?
No,
Why are you
no. Cager is your coach, not Yoham. Don't do what Yoham did. It was not good.
This is like some dong hack game where he just ends up with your backline no matter where the rest of his or your team are.
Yeah.
Obviously it doesn't work because why ever would it? Only half the time Mega Good. We've only been here for 2 minutes. Now we've only been here for 2 minutes.
I don't think I can make it through. I mean, Sanuki are falling apart at the seams. They need someone to pull them together. And now they're stuck in a room with a Ray Blade. There's the beat out from combat. Not enough to... Oh, actually, it's enough to save. I was going to say UK's not enough, actually. Valorant will trade on Dip. Willis, though, still in the fray. He's just killing too. And I mean, they do invest Ray Blade, but you get beat out and... Yeah, it's just a minute 20 left.
Okay, Tanaki Kirin have ult advantage here. This is great ult advantage.
It's do
They're
or
up
die.
4v2. It's 4v2. This is borderline unlosable. All you have to do is go for like an OC first, and then go in with your late ult second. Combat's dead!
This is the thing that Quick can... They know this. They have the monologue in their voice. That, you know, in a fair fight, they will just win. They will shallow, they will completely get mucky. They'll come fight dirty, get filthy, run it down early with their overclock, try and get mechanical play. But because it's, stop doing that, you can make it work. The hazard copy has been forced light years away from the point, and the entire enemy team, unfortunately, there. Delta Throne and Kitsune Rush also offer the point, but trying to take some more space. Beat out in response from Natsuki. Again, just a stalemate, but a negative one for Tanuki there. As Dip will find a kill, but Willis will get trade. Finally, a tank advantage for Tanuki. Yukich making full advantage of it, but Dip takes out Kylo Ren, slowly fluttering down. They're on the point now. Can someone touch from Quick? I think Dip will have to give his life for it, but no, he won't touch. The suffering shall continue.
It never ends. I feel like Sisyphus. I feel like Sisyphus pushing a rock up a hill. Is suffering for eternity. Look, Tanaki Kirin, they're playing Queen Comp on second phase, so they have to do some kind of diabolical scaling. There's no sound barrier or cleanse for the beat of the Rampage, and neither is there Snowdrop. So Tanaki Kirin apparently got some momentum. They've got some wind in their sails finally. Is this the beginning of a real map?
I mean, they've basically done exactly what Quick did, and clearly you can show a quick bias coming through as the stream is trying to currently kill itself to avoid showing one fight that Nuki actually won. And UK's now holding close with this Rampage. Actually, very nicely done to engineer a position where this Queen ult can be a lot more easily applicable, especially as Johan's Orbital Array is the main threat coming up. But there's the downpour, sticking him. Suzu not in time. He's getting chunked down. Oh, but a nice Rampage to keep himself alive. Onto 3 members. Is the follow-up going to be there? It's going to be good. Even better from Yukich himself. Couple will give us life for it, but Ada points properly rolling through what could be considered the worst point for the Queen Cup here, unless Snowdrop does kills too. And now you have no supports.
Yep, okay. It is a bit of an overpeak from Natsuki, who does go down. This isn't over yet, but Snowdrop has made this a possibility. We'll see if the hit scan gets yet more involved as he wants to attempt to.
Dip there, just staring away Kylo Ren, trying to send some psionic energy towards him with, the classic stare down. But Yukich, again, left all on his lonesome. Only a minute left on the clock, and now... you had the advantage rolling, but now you have to get all the way off this higher ground. Never mind, Willis will jump down and meet you with loving arms as Kylo Ren just... That one Cyberpunk scene, staring Willis, dropping down from above and smushing him into mush.
Okay, a stop's finally been found. Takes a Willis Queen, but they managed to get it all the same. The orbital rate is going to be an issue for Tanaki Kirin, but other than that, they have some ult advantage. All they need to do is not die early.
Yeah, well, that seems to be quite an issue as they're walking into the orbital rate, into the small choke where Dip and Yoham can just go wild. And no, Yoham, he's just a boy. He's just a boy. No.
He's so good at getting involved, dude. Oh, he's shooting just for good sake now. He's going to the back line! Where are you going? Where are you going?
You have to touch point. You can't hunt down Yoham. You can't devote too many resources to it. And Yukei's in the choke. And Dip's kill gen. Can touch come through? Yes, they will. Every ult invested at once from Tanuki, but Yuki's the only one touching the point at the moment.
I'm still in this sport.
It's a queen copy. There's a queen copy hunting down Johan. The copy is not on point. Delta, nice headshot onto Snowdrop though. Finally, the fight that actually matters. Don't kill Chiron again. Okay. Chiron, a sliver of HP divides him from that fate and combat almost falling.
Wait, Delta?
Delta does. Delta does. And there's not going to be a touch coming through for that much longer.
Okay,
Jen trying to turn this around. Okay. Wait, they've won. What?
I think Quick got a little bit too silly goofy with it. That's all I'm going to say about that, because otherwise I'll start crying. Yukech is on Ram now. Kylo Ren is on May now. Quick Esports aren't swapping. I guess this helps them brawl more, but then get Delta's ass off of Kiriko expediently. Okay, Wizards of Doom. Why not, man? Why not?
Yeah, I mean, you can't wall if he just jumps over the wall, you know. Johan's swinging wide, the blade coming in, Cleanse forced out a very early dip, all the way in the backline. We'll manage to kill Jen somehow to the entire enemy team, and Kylo Ren as well, you know, for funsies. Combat as well, taken out there, and, you know, ult's expended from Quick, but only 40 seconds left. I mean, it's Tanuki on this very new composition they've just swapped to. Have quite an issue to walk into.
We'll see how this is going to work. As you mentioned, 30 seconds or so left to go. Tanuki will have 0 ultimates. Quick Esports don't suffer from that particular affliction, so they'll probably just go first with OC here.
Yeah, and there's nowhere to run from the overclock or from Dip, he'll claim. 2, looking to get his retouches flying on past. Yukich will gladly donate 1 by jumping on that, trying to get a reset in quickly, but now it's going to be the last scrambles, the last few remaining stragglers to get a touch, but both supports are being staggered all the way off of the point, so who will be the one that steps up from Tanuki? And it might be Combat throwing himself into the line of fire. It's not going to touch
Boop as well.
No one can touch. No one can touch. It's
over. We're free. We're free. Wow. It's like one of the maps ever. I'll put it that way. I was pretty poor for my mental health.
It's a best of 3. Best of 5, sorry. It's best of 5. We have one more map
out
to go.
Of here, man. Wait, I'm gonna see if Chase is around.
So, to be fair,
please,
you know,
believe me.
They did, you know, there was control where they were here. And then, okay, maybe you can argue they went up.
Yeah.
Maybe it was more that Quick kind of, you know, maybe. I don't know. It's kind of it's a bit of a, it depends how nice you want to be, I suppose. But there was some fun moments for
some
Quick,
hijinks,
maybe not
definitely.
Tanuki. Yeah. Well, at least we're guaranteed to have 5 repeating viewers, as I'm pretty sure we're going to see Johan in all the nightmares of Tanuki Kirin just descending from the actual in real life house to somehow kill Kylo Ren like 3 times. But yeah, I'm trying to see which map is the next up, as we're currently waiting for that to be finalized. Maybe we'll see UKID stay in. Maybe we'll see UKID come out for Rug. Maybe we'll see something, but right now we're just waiting, as I believe Quick are just taking their sweet time with this one. I believe the other matches going on at the moment will be quite interesting, but I cannot click to see because Face It website does not like me very much. I believe the SR Peak Check are in this tournament, which is a team that, you know, reliably are reported to have hands. So that would be a nice one to see that matchup against Quick, a bit of a grud match as well for the side of SR Peak Check, as they lost to them in OWCS as well, I believe. It's definitely one to look forward to. I don't know what their journey is currently looking like, because again, I cannot.
I would assume relatively. Well, I'll see if I can take a look. I would assume for SRP Check they wouldn't have had too much issues as well, right? They're a pretty strong team. You've recently swapped 5 for SXJ and Cronus. It was one of the backliners.
I believe it's
Ghost left, out. And then who to get in? Because Ghost retired. Oh, EGS.
Eggs.
Yeah.
Eagle Slayer.
Listen, okay, so I feel like SXJ is better on like non-funky heroes, and I feel like Eggs is better on like Kiri. But I feel like he's worse on Vap than Ghost. So there's going to be a different team, not necessarily a better or worse one. We'll see if that gives them a bit of a lead over Quick, who I believe beat them before.
Definitely a bit of a side grade, but maybe that could throw Quick off as it will be a different look. I think, as the PJX still kind of do need to rely on those kind of funky picks, kind of funky characters. We are still waiting on Esperanza to connect in for the Tanuki Kirin match, though.
No SRP check. So this is a single elimination, I think. So SRP check did not play against Tanuki Kirin. They FF. They are no longer in this tournament. DM Pro, so did Colony Esports or your EMEA. So there's an ongoing match between DM Pro and 0907, which is currently on map 2. 3-2 currently on Numbani for DM Pro v 0907.
Okay, well, that is kind of a shame because I wish we could see both those teams go against Quick rather than some of the previous rosters. I think 0907 actually did beat Quick at some point fairly recently, which is quite surprising. DM Pero, yeah,
especially I would say Condi has very much impressed me as a hit scan player.
Yeah, I'm trying to find look the rest of the rosters because 0907. I was very impressed.
Turbo Smooth, Lucky, Majin.
Okay.
For a while, was that the team with? Oh, it was
Bones and
Crocs?
Conde.
Yeah, Bones.
Definitely.
I remember the tank was. Yeah. It's Crocs, Gogo, Pack, Kiwi, Kyo. The subs after the OWCS qualifiers were, as I recall, obviously EGS out. We kind of discussed that already. To Kiwi to come in, and then I believe it was a DPS change as well, but I might be wrong on that.
Possibly. I guess we'll have to wait and see on which team comes through in the end. But in the meantime, still have one more map of this interesting phenomenon.
Okay, they're back on Sombra. We can see that for free on the Sojin style now. Quick Esports still haven't changed because why would they? They're up 2-0. First fight here is going to be probably advantage for Quick Esports. Tanuki Kirin, they need to get on the target and fast, otherwise they're just going to get poked out as they are being now.
Yeah, this Sombra's just so awkward to make work. You have to punish when it's overstepping, but I say that, and it's exactly what he will do. He'll jump into the knife and the hack, but the entire team there is ready to, make full use of that sacrifice. Dip and Snowdrop going ban for ban. Dip kills through that fight because it's Dip. That's honestly quite that's the reason they won the fight is they have Dip.
Yep.
And Snowdrop.
I mean, it also helps that UK had 0 uptime the entire fight because he's poked out, and Kylo Ren had even less uptime because I don't know. What do you kind of go on
hacked.
Here? Yeah.
You just
so they didn't have a chance to play the video game. Quick Esports gets first progress here. This is a better fight for them, that's for sure. But if they lose it, then Quick Esports probably run away with the map.
I mean, this entire comp is basically just to kill Willis, say dot your one, and then play the rest of the fight. Because there's no real, there's no real follow-up for the rest of the team. But Willis is falling deadly low and actually into the striking range of Yukich there will bring him down to 0. So Tanuki should be trying to turn this one around. Jin on the low ground. The rest of the team still up here in the meantime. But we'll have to respect their disadvantage while they wait for Willis to return on the Queen.
Indeed. Oh,
unless
that's
you pull
an
blade.
aggressive blade.
Okay, but it works because why not? The hack was just a moment too soon. Yukich also falls over, and the rest of the dominoes are just a mere breath away from toppling over. They will flee the scene of that multitude of crimes against humanity, I think, and quickly start progressing their lead even further.
Willis also makes a swap over to Queen on his own, right? Wants to mirror out the Yukich, see if he is able to get the lead in that particular matchup. But just dies once and decides that there's no point sticking with the Has anymore.
Yeah, but now you do wish you could run away, but never mind. You have an orbital rate to just completely overpower that Kitsune Rush. The beat out from the side of Quick Esports. Yukich is Rampage heavily dulled from that. Yoham now trying to find another kill. Yukich again being pulled in, harassed, shout out defensively. Still HP bar dropping here. And Snowdrop and basically flip the map here and now flips Yukich right into the coffin there, sending Kylo Ren and Delta with him too, looking to claim Jen as well. He'll do just that.
Nicely done. 60 meters, obviously you've got those forward spawns. You're peeking their spawn with a fully charged railgun, at least. Okay, it does suck for Quick Esports that you got no ults and Tanuki Kirin are coming in with 3. suck it up and go first. Exactly what they're going to do. And see if it works out for them.
Dip is in. I swear to God, if Dip kills the Kiriko, then no, that will be denied, and actually Willis will fall for that. They are still pushing the point. Dip still kills Delta. How? How has he done that? And Snowdrop kills Yukich and Kylo.
No way! Oh, Tanaki Kirin actually has a 0% EMP fight conversion rate. I have not seen them win a single EMP fight. It's EMP for crying out loud. 120 meters now accrued. Quick Esports coming back into their cycles. We saw what Dip was able to do with the first ultimate of the map. This Dragon Blade coming out might well be the last.
I mean, yeah, Combat will have that beat, but I don't have full faith in Ajax, to be quite honest, and he will get it off properly, the overclock as well, to spur away Dip, and Kylo will take out Johan. That's a big name to drop down, as is Snowdrop as well. And the hack to deny the Rampage from Willis is quite impressive. Dip will still get his one, because why not? Dip just kills people for no real, rational reasons, and Kylo Ren's trying to hunt him down.
I mean, fair enough. Okay, that should be some progress finally on the ball. Oh, Yukich is dead!
Where is Yukich? The entire team has turned around. Both DPS, I can see them. I can see them all. Both DPS, the entire team turned to hunt down Dip. He is still alive. He's only now just died.
Oh, they're saying hips was for him, and you've traded tank for DPS to say that every damn day of the week. They decide to back off, actually, which is maybe even more passive than I would have expected for them. But once they are back, they'll have back on a 5v5. They'll have positional advantage, ray advantage. They'll have better ults coming online late in the fight as well. Quick Esports still loving life right now.
Yeah, they're just playing up on this high ground. They'll give up immediately because they hate whenever I try and comment on why they're winning or not. Because they're just winning because they're shooting the enemy. And Tanuki, well, they're running from the bullets most of the time. You can see Yukich having to make the way all the way back around the point. Only 3 members with them now. And they'll have to walk into a head-on brawl with the orbital ray from Johan. Torpedoes out. Good response there with the Rampage. Will it claim any lives? It will onto Snowdrop with a headshot from Jen. Nice knife and axe from Yuka. Johan will find a trade in his dying moments, but do expend, 2 ultimates for 1 there from Tanuki.
When you're in this...
You're down 100 meters.
Yeah, I mean, when you're in this spot as well, if you're Quick Esports, you don't really care about capping out the map. It's, nice to have. Right? But at the end of the day, what you want to do, maintain ult advantage and burn time. That fight did both admirably, so now they can set up for another fight in about the middle and do the same thing again, rinse and repeat.
Yeah, they will deny the forward spawns at least there. A nice hack early onto Willis, but there's the beat all in now. Combat speeding owing themselves back, leaving the entire of the team at the mercy of the impending Johan and Willis. Jen will fall victim to that, but the entire team having some nice trades, but Dip again, once you get to those resets flourishing, we're seeing the difference in some versus Genji here. Kylo Ren, it's all about that hack, all about the virus, and that's kind of it. But Dip, once he gets doing what he's doing, he just will not stop.
It is a 2v2. Yukich has been caught. Dip's 12 HP. He's got the deflect, but doesn't pop it. But they trade out. It's just a Queen versus a Sombra on the car, and that's no fight as Sombra can win. Kylo Ren backs out. And in a dogfight now on the objective, Quick Esports is still... I mean, they're top dogs.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if the actual communication for Quick right now is just barking or some kind of noises, because they know Kylo Ren has the ultimate coming up, but every time so far it's had no effect, and there's still such a long distance for them to overcome. They'll play the low ground, speeding, trying to help Snowdrop to get up an angle. There's the EMP out. Will they finally win a fight off the back of it? Snowdrop will fall, immediately trying to pop that overclock as well. Finally. Wait,
Snowdrop Ajax as well? Okay, Quick Esports... Yeah, they both used their ult and got nothing. Okay, so Quick Esports decided it was their turn to just, catapult the spaghetti all over the shop. That could have been you lose an EMP fight and go next fight. Instead, it's we set our money on fire fight as well.
Yeah, the top dogs were actually real dogs walking over their keyboard, I think, for that fight.
Yeah.
Might have been the case.
Okay, now Tanuki Kirin have significant ult advantage. If you don't kill Yukich here, it's going to be maybe actually an issue for Quick Esports.
Beat Blade in response to that, and Delta and Koa managed to live and sustain now, trying to do some offense on the back of that defense, but Combat will fall to a slash from Willis. Delta still has the rush, but they're down 1. Has no confidence to turn this fight around, even though everyone's so low, but Johan has built the orbital ray now. Probably going to choose to unleash it just a moment here. Might not even need to, as the members of Tanuki are getting even lower. And Delta Falls trying to unleash the Kitsune Rush, and Natsuki collects 2 here. Probably even a 3rd as well. I mean, Delta, the indecisiveness there really just bites them in the behind.
I think both teams are taking turns, like, passing back and forth a baton that just says, feed your brains out, right? Yeah. Tanuki Kirin, they lost a fight where they engaged onto a beat with rush, onto a blade with rush beat. That should be an instant win. But they somehow trade out negatively and then beat afterwards and get 0 value. That's egregious. There's no other word for it.
Yeah, and now you have no real good response to your orbital array that's just, flourishing on cart, blooming into a deadly. Actually, no one is close to it. You actually find him to engage nicely. The beatdown from Natsuki, though, they've walked straight into it, as has Delta into a headshot from Snowdrop. Coloren getting health bars low, but crucially none to 0. And I can't wait to see Natsuki go back to the shooting walls, try and find it. But never mind, Coloren's done that for themselves, and is just decided to make it easy for them.
Yep, so they're going to be getting even more distance on the wall, not that they actually need it. They have an OC as well to stop the walk.
Okay,
pop it ruin you
where is Ukage going?
He's trying to touch that, even the objective.
Yeah, true. It's a valiant effort, but it's a futile one from the start.
We're free.
Definitely one of the matchups, I think, that we could have witnessed today. I mean, we saw. It feels wrong to say that was worse than the 2 we saw yesterday, but it was so much worse. It was so much worse.
It was so bad. It was entertaining. That was a proper toilet bowl. And that was a proper real toilet bowl.
It was the room from Tommy Wiseau. It was just, it's like genuinely trying to. I think the best way to appreciate a match is just like. I'm trying to figure out how you can enjoy that match from a professional gameplay standard. You can't. You just have to revel in the madness, I think. Unless you've got any
probably ideas. If you haven't slept 3 days, that game sounds so entertaining.
Yeah,
you're just getting into delirium. Wesley, how long are we till next game?
It's
2-0.
Actually, I also don't know if this. Okay.
Okay, so we might have to call for a bit then.
Yeah. Also, I don't know if Westy can. Can the stream hear Westy, or are we just standing there silently listening to it? No,
they can't hear him. No. They can't hear him.
Oh, okay.
They should make it so we hear him though. We've got to make Westy a proper character on these broadcasts.
He was
people
saying
don't know
so
Westy's
many
actually really funny.
Things.
I can change this. They can hear me now if they really want to.
Whoa! That's my goat.
I mean, yeah. Now he's talking. He's not saying those awful things about my family anymore.
Exactly.
But
I would never.
But yeah, we have to wait for, I think, what should be the first real match of the series after a quick break here. Should most likely be NNO7 unless they Impero decide to throw in a little reverse sweep for some star points. But until then, we will be on that break and we'll see you shortly.
What is up, my guys?
Oh, I muted
Here
the
for the
audio.
final game. Yep, that would explain why you didn't respond. Yes.
My bad, I
Quick
just
Esports playing DM Pro here in the finals of the Overdrive Cup. We've had some battles, some bonanzas, and some of whatever the hell that last game was. But we're here in what should be, honestly, a really, really good matchup. DM Pro just off the back of a reverse sweep, if memory serves. When they were playing 0907 in that semi-final, the other side of that bracket, they're going to be absolutely exhausted coming into this game, but god, their blood's going to be running hot.
Yeah, Quick though coming off quite an easy runway, hopefully to ascend to take this first place, and the $500 that come with it. Two very exciting teams, definitely the matchup that we've been kind of waiting for. One of these kind of hub echelon teams to finally put a kind of real stop in the silly stream that Quick and I've just been blasting out a couple matches. But yeah, a lot of history between these two teams as well. Kind of Ross has been trading back and forth. Dampero had some recent changes as well in their roster. Some of their players got picked up by SR Peak Check that had to forfeit earlier in the tournament. But yeah, definitely I think we have reached the pinnacle of this match. We've reached the peak of the excitement to come soon enough. But you're probably more equipped than I, Mr. Spectrum, to talk about the Dampero roster, because I have completely forgotten everyone except Keo.
Okay, so it's Keo and Pack on the DPS line. Tank line is, of course, Crocs. And the back line is going to be Gogo and Kiwi. So they only lost EGS, who, of course, moved to... How have I forgotten? SR Peach Check. Yep. I don't know how I forgot that. And replaced with Kiwi. Everybody else were playing the same. And this is the same team who went 5 maps against Team Peps. Now in OWCS, so a strong team by any stretch of that imagination. But of course, Quick, obviously being another team who was so close to reaching OWCS and didn't quite get it there. On paper, these are two of the closest teams in, well, Overwatch Esports right now.
Yeah, I think that it's nice to see kind of less of a power ranking be so kind of structured with big tier breaks. So I think this is kind of one of the tier breaks where all these teams can really usurp each other and rise to the next kind of competition. Quick and Dampero, definitely there's arguments that for both of these teams that they have strengths and weaknesses in different areas. And this, a less important tournament in the grand scheme of things, but $500 is still, $500 to get. So both these teams will be raring and ready to go. They've got out all their silliness, well, at least on the side of Quick, and Dampero have just come off a banger of a match 3-2 reverse sweep. I believe a lot of the match going into overtime as well. So yeah, definitely exertion, probably a factor in today in Pero. We are still waiting on the room link to see what kind of maps are being played. There are no hero bans to my knowledge either that will particularly shake things up, so it'll just be a raw, kind of honest game of high-level Overwatch to treat us here today.
Yeah, I mean, I think also if you're on the Quick side, then you might be getting a little bit cold because you've just had to wait for basically a whole other game to close out, right? Yours was relatively fast. It could have been faster, but, we saw them get a little bit silly with it. Whereas the DM Pro game, as you mentioned, was kind of it was a bar fight, right? It was really back and forth, really quite close, and took forcing these players.
Okay.
So we're gonna be yapping for 2 minutes here, but that's okay. We can yap for that long at least. If you can't yap for 10 minutes on your own, then what's the point of even being a caster, right? We're just chock full of hot air.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot to talk about with these rosters. I think the player that I've kind of heard least about is Kiwi, kind of stepping into big shoes. Ego Slayer, I think, definitely one of the more prominent flex supports. I think he reached champ, very high rank 1. Definitely a very impactful member on the old Imperial roster. So going to be kind of a lot on Kiwi's shoulders to continue that kind of legacy. But Imperial are definitely a team that have a legacy for punching up. And I don't really think there's necessarily much of a punch up against Quick. I think this is very much going to be like a head-on, sideways, equal footing kind of ground. So if Dampero, it's not really I would say their comfort is kind of being uncomfortable. A lot of mind games especially come out of these teams. We've seen on Twitter the drama that Crocs and Co like to get so into with their match chat. I'm sure we'll have many of those kind of delights to see today, because I think both these teams will be quite happy to engage in that.
Listen, I'll say it right here. I'm so in favor of any sort of chatting. I thought it was so funny when Crocs was constantly typing during the Division Esports game, because the thing with Crocs, something that you really do have to respect, is that he keeps typing. It does not matter if you're winning or you're losing, or if you're just getting absolutely shamoned, right? He's still going to be in chat. And listen, you might find it annoying as hell. It might tilt you to the moon, but you've got to respect it.
Yeah, and I mean that is also the double-edged sword, because you kind of can ignore it as well, but Croc's all going to be typing. He'll never stop typing. You have to kind of address that, overcome that mentally, which I think that those players should be well accustomed to doing. But it is still that factor. Crocs as well has been kind of known to deviate from the meta a fair few times. His hog is genuinely unreal a lot of the time. I'm not sure how it will play into the Hazard kind of compositions, but this team definitely could really take things off the rails and wrestle Quick into a lot more of a chaotic situation they'd like to be in. So definitely stuff for Quick to watch out for a lot, especially because like you said, they're coming off cold. They've had not really much of a significant warm-up to come into this, and so it is going to be ups and downs, pros and cons of both of these teams as the match should be getting underway. So I think we are briefly going to be out of that delay in about 10 seconds or so.
Yeah, we've filled long enough. Like I said, easy caster fill for just like two and a half minutes. I've had to do a 20-minute fill before, and let me tell you, that was not fun whatsoever. So this one, it's pretty a-okay, realistically. But yeah, map is starting. We're going to go in. Remember, we're going to be starting on control, and then it's all up in the air. Oh, map bans are starting. I've been lied to.
Yeah.
Blame Westy. It's all his fault.
It is always Westy. He said he may be claiming, but because the stream can't hear him, we can say that he was manipulating and lying to us to get views, to get viewers in. He'll sacrifice our souls if that means we get Twitch affiliate.
He wants to jerk us around. Keep us.
Yeah.
The stream can hear you now. Yeah, exactly. It's like he engineered that last game to make us lose our minds.
Yeah,
he sent Cager a £50 PayPal. Actually, it's Cager, so he sent Cager a £15 PayPal to throw, and they took it. They took the bait, and so that's why you've got like 3 maps of me and Nat actually having our brain fluids leak through our ears.
I'm hoping it's recovered enough, because it should be, like you said, these are two actual really teams.
Good. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited to see how these teams come out. Kiwi definitely the X Factor, I think, for me. Maybe more of a worry than an X Factor. I think Keo, if you talk about X Factors, is definitely going to be that. This guy has kind of been renowned as one of the best aimers, in the whole the EMEA region. I'd love to see that being put on display. I think Dip versus Pack, I believe, is interesting. I think Dip's a lot more maybe chaotic than I've seen Pack around, but a lot of interesting matchups individually. Willis versus Crocs as well. In terms of like kind of the bog standard versus a bit more of that wild card, or that a lot of things to say about Croc, but I'm hoping that you can back up all those words I like to spout with some good old action here. Havana's been banned. I believe we're just waiting on the last couple picks to come in for this best of 5 grand finals fair for our Overdrop January finals, of course, brought to you February 2nd.
There you have it.
Overdrop? Is that what I said?
You got confused. Yeah, you did say that. Which would be Overdrive combined with Snowdrop, I assume. Speaking of Snowdrop, I mean, one of the big name players we've been seen recently, right? I mean, he's been strong so far. I think during both games today, has been finding some really ridiculous levels of impact from positions where maybe it's not all that expected. On that Sojourn seems like just a freak of nature. There's no other way of putting it, right? And someone we could definitely look towards to have some impact. On the other side, Keo has a little bit more tournament experience, I would say, but in terms of how they're both playing, I would probably give Snowdrop the lead, at least in recent times.
Yeah, I think Snowdrop, for me, from casting Quick a fair bit now with this new roster, has been the player that I've been the most unsure on, because I think he's really shown a lot of these high peaks. But when the kind of going gets tough, sometimes it feels like he can kind of struggle to regain his footing. Might be more of some momentum kind of style of player, but hopefully, as we should be going into our first map here, they can start it all off on the right foot. Snowdrop is going to be my player to look out for. Who are you keeping your eyes peeled for, Mr. Spectrum?
Well, you stole my shout of Snowdrop. I guess this is a bit of a cop-out, but Crocs' keyboard. I will be spending about half the time just looking at the chat box, and I want to see if any of the members on Quick will be able to respond. If I need a serious option, then probably Willis, right? On the Hazard is also a very, very strong player, mechanically kind of nuts, and with the carry potential that has right now, a lot of these games feel like they're 1v1s with just 8 spectators.
Yeah. You can already see the match chat way more alive than all the matches we've seen combined prior. The French is flowing free and several other adjectives. I'm sure that I can't really describe the French language, but I think that's your kind of area to talk about the French culture as such. But I think the only real difference seems to be Yoham starting off on this Juno might just speed out, go to the Kiriko that match Kiwi.
Nah,
or we might
he's been
see
playing the
that
Juno the entire time.
Yeah, that does seem to be the play here.
Yeah, the Juno helps you pocket your tank more. The Kiri helps you help your DPS more is the short version of it. So Quick Esports, they're playing for Willies, who's already getting the better of Crocs.
Yeah, I'm not even sure having a Juno there would help Crocs out of that situation. That's the best description for. I think that's the only real keyboard press that needs to be put out there. And Crocs and Meatloaf firing back with a whole damn sentence. A point yet to unlock though, so not all too damning. As the Quick will shortly in a moment here get control of the point, but again, it'll be a nice reset. But Kiwi takes out Dip there. Bit of a random pick, and Crocs so quick back with a question mark.
As God intended, right? Cap going to be coming through for DM Pro. A little bit unfortunate considering Quick got that great opening kill, but not able to snowball into wiping out the remaining members. Right now, it's going to be an extended poke phase, which probably will favor the Kiriko as long as the DPS can get onto angles. And Kiwi's under a lot of pressure.
Yeah, had to invest as just to keep themselves nice and healthy. Rest of the team, though, not going to receive any of that. And Pac really wishes he had that immortality at the moment. Dip will be finding 2 here. This is the kind of the player that has been really performing today. You know, against weaker opponents, he's been so flashy, but he's able to continue that even against this lot stronger of a metal in terms of team quality.
Yeah, he's been really quite fantastic, right? Been an up-and-comer for a little while, but finally getting into his stride now on this Quick Esports team. One of the players I would say is probably tipped to make it into OWCS later this season, sorry. Right now, the walk onto point has happened okay. Quick Esports, they seem the worse off for it.
Yeah, they now have to retouch basically their own point here. Dip's made themselves around, a lot of pressure out onto Crocs. Susie forced again, and Dip will get away, both investing every cooldown though. Essentially a 45 on the point, make that a 3v5. Crocs will take out Willis, but there's a big orbital array, and Natsuki, everyone taking full advantage of it. And just obliterating, walking over Day Impero that had nowhere else to go. They committed to everything to take out Willis there.
Indeed, but if you don't get it, then unfortunately that's a lot of wasted resources. Quick Esports now significantly ahead in terms of that point percentage. DM Pro coming up to 5 ults. Quick Esports probably need to go first if they want to make up this ult disadvantage.
Yeah, but that's a really difficult situation to go into, that closed space. I just still waiting. All the check marks creeping up. You don't even need one. Take out Dip, Snowdrop. A lot of damage coming out. And we'll force the beat in a disadvantaged position. Crocs bunny hopping his way into a very sticky situation. No way makes it out alive. Dipper will flip the point. They lose their tank in the process. As long as Willis lives, it's a pretty nice position to come back from. And Go, where are you? I think trying to
dead spawn room right now. I'll say that much for free. A retake is going to be very, very possible because there's just no survivability, no sustainability on the objective. So Quick Esports just walking. We get to that,
and they beat and Blade in response. There's the downpour. Crocs has returned to the fray. Dip able to get on top of Key with their no teleport available. As Snowdrop finds a better of their counter, but Blade now from Pack. Can he find the same value? Even better, it looks like, finding 2 there. Snowdrop and Noham cut down to shreds. Quick now. They're holding on to this point still, but their grasp is loosening. But Willis will find Pack. Dip jumping onto the wall from Crocs will be enough. He'll hurdle through that pain to find it into a kill. And now 90% taken for Quick here.
They're almost there. Just all they need to do is stop a touch. Pro, can they get there in time? They seem to think they can, but it's going to be awkward. The Lucio Gogo is bullied out. Kyo can't get there, but at least the overtime whip will begin to burn.
I'm not even sure who's touching the point here. I believe it must have been Crocs or something, but won't be for a moment longer as Quick will take the first point there with surprising ease. Like you said, Spectron, turning point really was that 5 ultimate situation the Emperor had, and they lost that fight just from like pure willpower, it seemed, from Quick. Or rather, Crocs jumping towards enemy spawn and go. Trying to visit the casket a little bit early.
Yeah, some decisions were definitely made here. Listen, here on Garden, I gotta say, I think this Juno style is going to be even better, right? The DPS angles you can take are pretty minimal. You end up taking a lot of spam damage as you try and cross, and so the increased HPS of the Juno is really quite nice. Combine that with the bridge position being pretty hard to scale to, honestly, especially as Genji. And I think you get a lot of value here. It's why we see Kiwi, at least as of now, mirroring it out. See if the Kiri swap comes through. It doesn't seem to. So they have decided to nick their opponent's kind of strat, see if it works out any better for them.
Yeah, both teams now posturing on either side. The team that makes the first move is going to be in a bit of a backward situation, but I mean, there's no better, stronger move than that one. Going off in the boop onto Natsuki, and that's a one-on-one disadvantage of both teams. Quick though, have a better control on the point. Snowdrop getting postured out there, zoned very well there by a pack, but I'm not sure it will translate into a kill. Both players should be returning in just a moment here. Snowdrop still trying to look for a pick, but Crocs finds Willis there. Again, just too deep, too aggressive, trying to find something that's just well out of reach.
Indeed, and won't be able to. Kind of sucks when you do have a Snowdrop winning out the opening duel against his opposite number that you don't win it out, but this is kind of how we started at the previous point as well. DM Pro, it seems like off the back of this Juno, something more than anything else, seem to be in the lead as of now, and Quickies will have to figure out how they want to scale. Already taking a lot of damage. Dip and Snowdrop put on notice, and Snowdrop just goes down.
Yeah, both of those lanes just being won over by Damper. Well, let's find a trade. As well, Natsuki, I had to take a moment there trying to picture where that was from. Willis will surely die here, but no, great peel coming out from Johan, which actually allowed him to surely catch up to Kiwi here, but no, Kiwi's 20% ahead almost, ready to unleash that orbital when they are back in the fight, but Quick are already on the point and actually almost get the flip unless Croc steps up. There's the orbital first from Kiwi. Johan not able to match just yet. Quick though, a nice disengage to try and get away from the brunt of the force. Now in a moment, they can unleash their own. That'll be just that. Johan now, this is it. You have to find a kill before Gogo gets the beat online. It will be on Crocs. There it is from Dip. Find that final blow. The Wall trying to hunt down the Genji on the side as well. But Necro are still holding on to this point. Let's buying them precious percentages here. As if they get to 70, they can maybe get to a final-ish fight, but no, just shy.
Nah. There's also, with a comp this fast, you can probably get it to like 90% before you actually hit like one fight territory. Quick Esports will be able to have a recontest if they end up losing this. Will they end up losing this? Well, it's all up to this next fight. Both teams got 4 ultimates online, so whoever wins this fight, whoever just spends more, maybe can just snowball it into winning out this point.
Yeah, we talk about the theoretics of Snowdrop versus Kia, but now that's all it is on the card. Natsuki goes straight for a super aggressive loop there, gets straight caught in the crosshair. Dip, deflecting Crocs' own downpour there onto him is a pretty massive trade, though. Now no tank available for Day Imperial, even though Kia again got their first opening blow. Both the Sojons having 0 success in getting their first bars, and now the dash has to be expended, but Dip will be able to follow up so easily, beat as well to power him up. Now he's just hunting the rest of Day Imperial as they huddle inside this dojo.
Indeed. Dip gets a hard clear onto Pack, who will be able to survive as of now. The wall makes it back out hard, but they will be able to stable. Lots of pressure back and forth. Quick Esports can't be feeling particularly comfortable, but they are able to stabilize. The Emperor, if they get picked off now, they will only have 1 chance left.
Yeah, and Johan's actually been pulling ahead in the race in terms of the orbitals, overtaking Kiwi in ult charge, and looking at this point percentage, that could be the crucial X factor. Johan 5% away, Kiwi 15. They have to play the slow Day Imperial, but they are aware of that timer ticking up the whole time, so now they're closing in the gap. Crocs already forcing out so many resources onto Willis, but there's the orbital ray. Kiwi has theirs, immediately chooses to respond with it, but Crocs is not able to use it properly, and Pack gets caught, lacking behind the rest of the team, straggling now, sent back to the spawn room. Snowdrop again finding the better of Keo, and these could be some late staggers, as we've already reached that 90% mark that you talked about.
That it is. Johan goes down, but we are at this kind of one fight territory kind of point. Crocs as well is a very, very worthwhile trade. Yeah, the overtime has started. What can they do with it?
Yeah, they have to try and still maybe get a pick from Keo, but it's going to be a miracle. A hero has to step up from Damper, and Pack looks to be putting his name in the ring, but Keo's been shut down now. Pack without a partner in crime. There's a downpour taking out Kiwi as well. No support for the health bars of Day Imperial. They're just falling, tumbling to the ground, and no response available for Day Imperial. It's a slow whimper, not a roar we expected from this kind of battle. And Quick, just a moment away from taking this point. Surely Pack will stall for a second, but that'll be all.
There we go. Quick tested on both sub maps, but on both sub maps, they're able to just get it over the line, right? Drawing blood first here in this tournament. Of course, be a lovely little feather in their cap should they win things out. A victory over the Emperor would really solidify them as at the very top of EMEA Expert Division. Only a couple teams, or Master Division, sorry. Only a couple teams you really have to get a leg up over at that point, right? Like kind of maybe TA, who is next up on your hit list, and after that, OWCS beckons.
Yeah, I think I've seen a lot of power rankings that do place Quick very high, and they're really backing up a lot of evidence here. Dip find the better pack multiple times. Kyo Snowdrop, like, hasn't really been like a head-to-head to really show that as much. The overclock basically just came down to Natsuki overestimating the kind of Lucio surf hours and try and dodge around an overclock. But overall, macro-wise, alt rotation-wise, it's all where Quick are pulling ahead.
Indeed. I mean, they're also just... it feels like getting the better of these trades. They are trading back and forth, but of these teams, it can be very messy. You'll note how, for example, in both of these rounds, Quick have got an opening kill or an instant trade, and then it ended up losing it because it has just been back and forth. We'll see if they can clean that up at all, if possible, once we get into map number 2, or if things are going to go back the other way. It just gets even more messy.
There's going to be Numbani up next, so I haven't actually seen too much of this map, and if Hazard is still kind of the dominating force here, maybe we'll see some Winston, some Arna, some Brig come through. I think we pointed out Crocs' keyboard kind of as a joke, but honestly, the W key seems to really be a bit of a secret agent for Quick, because Crocs has kind of just ran it down a fair few fights. There's been a bit of a disconnect that normally against lesser opponents you would not get punished for at all. But Quick, the moment one small input goes the wrong way, they are instantly forming that into a plan. And yeah, different looks from the Hazard coming out from Quick here.
Yeah, I mean, they're in spawn, so we'll have to wait and see. The Emperor playing something very boring, I've got to say. Sometimes you'll see teams vary up here. You can go towards maybe a Monkey for the defense, or a Widowmaker, or an Anna to have a bit more value to exploit these high grounds. They're not doing that. They're playing standard because it's what they've scrammed, and it's very, very uninteresting of them, but it will also probably get the job done realistically, right? Quick Esports on the attack do have the luxury of a close spawn room and the opportunity to lose, so they can get a little bit more cooking with their composition. That's exactly what we see there. Rolling out on this, Snowdrop makes a swap over to that Tracer, so double flex Diva with the Juno. Not something you see every day. They will have a very easy time getting these flanks active.
Yeah, they've already taken so aggressively there, but I mean, into the waiting arms of Crocs, though. A trade coming through from Yoham onto Pack, that chip damage coming through, and now Crocs is trying to corral them all the way back into the swarm. Yoham almost gets away there. Snowdrop completely into the wrong spot, fucking a wall for warmth, trying to, replicate the loving arms of a Juno, but a bit too cold for that one, and Pack also rushing to embrace Crocs as well, but eventually a fairly neutral fight that goes the way of De Impero.
Yeah, good opening kill there, but you're not going to get much more than that. If you can replicate it, though, you're in a decent spot. Pack on this Tracer is going to have a much easier time than on the Genji, right? You've got an even 1v1, obviously, into Snowdrop, right? A fantastic one into Dip. Can get a lot of work done here.
Yeah, De Impero had to kind of use surrender this high ground pretty easily, though. Willis and co. have a much better staging ground to kind of come from. Yep, trying to poke and prod, get any weaknesses, going to all the way around for this long setup, though, while Crocs just kind of has to sit and wait and do nothing. There's no real ghost, no real trigger him to go in. Except maybe there's a speed ring out. Dip now on the flank, no sticky connection, though. No focusing beam, and then no more Juno either, thanks to Kyo's rail.
Could you do trade Junos? This could get awkward and may still yet, as Pac still tries to get involved, and it will be able to take down Willies, surely. There's a melee to finish off the Baby Diva. It's a 1v1 between Pac and... Oh, Natsuki doesn't even turn for the fight, so Pac's able to just gun him down. Could have been it for the Emperor, but just some fantastic trades and mechanics, as I said. Oh, okay. That makes it awkward back the other way. The pendulum swung back in favor of Quick Esports here.
Yeah, they really have to capitalize off that Pack just running it down the ship from Dip as well. Completely, I was going to say flip, that's way too many rhymes, but Snowdrop trying to throw a pulse bomb in, no connection, just trying to take up the masonry, and Kyo going to punish him for that vandalization. Another rail. It's been all Kyo's rails to find the blows, but no finish on Natsuki there. No help for Natsuki. Dip will finally take Kyo out of the mixture, but it's still such a difficult cookie to crumble. Yoham falling as well. None of it's going Quick way. Even though they invested this duplicate, it's basically cosmetic, but they do think it's winnable. They invest the beat there. Actually connects on to a fair few members. Willis is low as the beat, and Crocs falls to Snowdrop.
You need to force card though at the end of the day. Willis is getting D-Mech, so he has to go for a nuke remech, but that's not going to zone any space. The overclock's swinging on point. You lose dip. It feels like nothing is going right for Quick Esports.
Yeah, the moment that overclocked has popped, you really wish you had the defense matrix, but it's currently just a small child in its place. And Willis is trying to play the second point, it looks like, trying to just take all the aggro onto himself, but he needs some assistance on point. I think he's been left stranded now behind him. There's no real escape for him. And this could result in a very late stagger, and it will. He has to go and jump off the map, most likely, and Natsuki's on a boot to deny it as well.
I mean, the annoying thing here for Quick Esports is that they've got, like, the opening kill in multiple of these. They've got their teeth in, but they're never able to actually convert. Oh, you don't love to see that at all. Now, 30 seconds left to go. All they've got is a beat to play with. Yes, Quick Esports. I mean, they're making swaps to try and touch the Emperor. You can't even really make the argument that they're skid. You just need somebody to find a mechanical kill, and so far we haven't really seen that.
Yeah, a headshot from Yoham, a dash reset from Dip. It could all turn around, but there's the aggro beat from Gogo. Super aggressive, and it's going to pay off immediately. Everyone from Quick running for the hills. Only 7 seconds left. There is someone touching. I believe it must be Snowdrop. He's going to get denied there. Willis on the ball. Desperation is all in the air for Quick here, and not the way you want to start off, Nambane.
42.9%, right? This is winnable, I suppose, is the silver lining here. That's about the only one. A 4-minute full hold going to be essentially necessary if Quick Esports are to go up 2-0 in this series against the Emperor, and that does not seem particularly likely at this day and age. Unfortunately, don't seem that able to scale, focus the same target, use your ults in strong positions. Really, nothing's going right for them, and it's unfortunate to say that, right? I will say, for all the praise we've kind of heaped up on Snowdrop, I've never been particularly impressed with his Tracer. I think double flex stuff is a bit too new wave for this Quick team. Listen, give Snowdrop a hit scan and let him go kill. You know, I don't think he's going to find the same value when he's on a flex pick as indeed we're seeing here.
Yeah, it's an awkward spot, I understand. They want to try something different, but unfortunately, the only real difference that matters is that you got completely decimated after such a dominant start. And the D.Va as well, like, I played against Willis and Snowdrop playing the D.Va Tracer before, but that was on, in, like, low GM with me, so it's not exactly a fair representation. But it just really didn't seem to get any kind of value. You just can't get any effective trades. The DM, it just feels like sort of worth it. But they will be mirroring that now. And yes, it's possible to get the win, but practical is a whole different tale.
See if they can make it. I mean, you might just have to go force car, honestly. There's not really a crazy amount that Quick can do, but take the battle on the objective and see how it goes. Willie's already maybe getting a little bit more than he can chew. See if it's punished for it or not.
That wall just immediately broken. The slash, no connection as well. Everyone is sliding in. Kio's got quite a bit deep. Maybe the call is going to be going on to him, but Gogo's there to assist. Willis needs to get the armor back before they can go in aggressively. And Natsuki is also being pestered. Dip just hunting, caressing, carolling Kurok's off in the corner there. Right now, just trying to stall as much time as possible, but these Sonars are always ready and ready to take someone's head off. Right now, they're both deathly quiet. Something's building, and Willis is so low. Both these tanks going back and forth their health bars, but Croc's the one that finally drops first.
It's going to be a release of pressure, right? Quick Esports should be able to convert it. Yoham's going to do his best to stay alive, though. Kiwi finds a trade that makes this more awkward than you'd love to see. Willie still doesn't have the HP to fight, really. But it seems like they've managed to get a handle on things. That is one fight that they needed. They've got about 3 more left to go, and a bit of a stagger here. On to Gogo is going to make that, a hell of a lot better. He's on timer for another 15 seconds. Gets the respawn at 2:30. Next time they can fight is like 2:20. Almost half the time bank gone. If Quick Esports do that twice more, then we have a hold. But the issue is the ults are going to be online very, very quickly. Yeah, and they're walking out onto this high ground. Dip so low, no recoil wave, but has to get pocket now, which means there's none for Willis. He's also been forced off of a nice staging position. These pulse summons, the only real ults available right now, but they're able to raise are a moment away. First one out from a Quick Kiwi, yet to unleash it, but it's going to be all too late. They'll hold on to it for the next fight as Quick will clean up with the help of that Juno Ray. At the end of the day, while it sucks that they invested the Ray and arguably the Pulse on top, at the end of the day, you use one ultimate to use a fight. not the end of the world. You can make do with playing from a small ult advantage in this next one, as long as you use your positional advantage.
Yeah, they're trying to go aggressively and Snowdrop. That's the kind of pick you need to see to equalize this fight. But Natsuki goes far too deep to try and enable that. Pack now hunting down on Yoham. There's no beat available from Natsuki. It's only going to be the pure offense that's relying from Snowdrop, and Yoham can't escape Kiwi again. Snowdrop peppering in shots, which allow Dip to take out Kiwi, but now there's a very angry Crocs on his forehead. There's the beat out from Natsuki, and now Crocs is the one being stuffed into a small room, but it's 1-1 against a Tracer, and Pack hits the pulse bomb. Crocs onto Dip. It's only Willis up on the point. It's be so difficult to retouch this, especially with that overclock.
They're just taking all the space in the world. There's nobody who can get there. It's a decent effort from Quick Esports, but when all is said and done, Diempero strike back hard after control and take Numbani in about as dominant fashion as you can really ask for, right? They kind of just roll him over, and it also kind of did seem to me like Quick tripping over their own shoelaces a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, Quick didn't look too bad in the sense that they won the fights they should have, and you only can really lose one fight, but on their defense at least, their attack though was just pants. They needed to, there was a whole different can of worms that they unleashed onto themselves, and they could not really seem to find the one that would really effective kind of bait to hook those players off of the high ground. And I think, yeah, the Snowdrop Sojourn is kind of leagues above that that Tracer that they kind of have, and maybe that shows kind of a layer of weakness, but it's not exactly like Diempero are like super flexible and ready to go for a double flex themselves, but you know, not the kind of momentum you want to keep building if you're Quick here.
Yeah, it's a very reasonable way of putting it, right? Not the type of momentum you want to be building at all. Where do you... I mean, again, I'm just so against this double flex style. I really do feel if Snowdrop was playing like a Soldier, a Widow, or an Ashe this entire time, we'd be looking at a closer map. Maybe we'd still be in Numbani, right? But unfortunately, the Tracer, I think, just wasn't the one for it. Dip, I think, also was struggling to find value. Not that his Echo is bad at all, but Echo into Tracer hit scan when your Tracer is losing the duel is just... It's so hard, right? Both DPS zone you so effectively, so you have to take what value you can find, and unfortunately that just wasn't enough for the French Wonder Kid. So now, I have to wait and see if Quick have learned from their mistakes, if they are able to make it competitive once again, or if Diempero are just going to snowball this.
Yeah, we are still waiting for the map selection. I think it's going to be Esperanza that's coming out here. Quick have looked dominant on all the push-ups so far, but again, it's been against very different teams than Diempero. I think this will be a pretty hazard, Sojourn-dominated kind of experience from both sides, which Quick have shown kind of the lead for. I think it's maybe a little bit reductionist to say that. It can be quite flippant how strong they look on control. But that is going to be the map choice coming out, and that is going to be what teams most likely to be played here. But yeah, best of 5, again, $500 on the line. I think also, especially against Diempero, especially against Crocs, there is a bit of a mental ego as well that is, in your mind for you don't really want to lose this for a multitude of factors.
Yeah, so let's see if they can lock in to not lose this, or whether this game is just going to continue soaring back and forth. Of course, we are just waiting on Lobby to get this sorted, and as I hear it, Lobby is ready, so he should be going in now.
Yeah, and there we are. Match chat greeting us, as always, with words that I think I'm quite happy I don't understand, to be honest with you.
I'm sure it's going to be pretty terrible.
Yeah, I'm sure.
First and foremost, it's French, so what more do you need to see? Listen, we're seeing a full mirror match the same way that we did on Control. See if that map is going to be any more similar. No more of that Snowdrop Tracer nonsense. Back on the Sojourn, back on, maybe not the one trick, but the weapon of choice. And we'll wait and see if Diempero are able to deal with it.
Definitely the right tool for the job at the moment. Both teams going to be settling in around this. I say that settling in. There's just a full-on home invasion. Kyo jumped on top of Dip there with the help of Crocs. Willis will find a pretty more pack push onto Kiwi, but Natsuki stumbles and trips onto the thorns of that wall. Man advantage for Diempero. They do have a little bit of sustain. I say that as pack into that states Yoham. It's still kind of in the air, but it's going to be very difficult, especially now that Willis is gone and out of the fight. Bones and dust, as always, Diempero take an early lead.
That they will. They're just able to find an early pick in that opening 4, and after that, just a snowball. Not much you can do for your Quick Esports to get a trade back. So Crocs is going to take this early space, do as much as he can to make the walk of Quick tricky, while Quick are going to probably just ignore him as best they can.
Yeah, they want to get on top of those juicy, squishy targets. Dip already searching. I think sort of build a rail to try and make that hesitation a lot quicker. Crocs Keo already has one at the ready. Speed ring there, it shows the sign of the engagement. Keo sliding in, trying to look for a trade while his life is in peril. Crocs will not be able to do that though, and Keo will fall in the meantime. Kiwi as well, the whole of the Emperor fall. They do push the car 40 meters, so can't be too unhappy with that at all.
No, you cannot. I guess forward spawn's not unlocked, but it's just a fight win away. Realistically, Quick Esports will have to win this next fight to actually garner the lead from the Emperor, sorry. So they are, in most respects, still fighting from behind. An early downpour, though, from Willis could flip that script very, very quickly.
Yeah, be so aware of the mobility, the hyper mobility of the combo. I'm not sure where that has its gun, but it's connected onto Crocs, and that should be enough. It will. Locked down, cut down is Crocs. Keo will find the trade onto Willis, and Pac now has equalizer numbers. Trying to keep it interesting, he is with the blade. He'll take out Snowdrop on a sliver of HP. Looking to claim Natsuki as well. Now it's a 1v1 with Juno's on the point. Yoham has the orbital rate if he feels like it, but the torpedo should do the trick. They're both so low, and we'll find the kill, but Gogo cutting him down before he can celebrate too early.
Gap. To be fair, it was a lovely work from Yoham winning out that 1v1. Has always been a strong player mechanically. But I guess to flex on the Juno very little. There was one such time. Quick Esports will be back very quickly. Pro very likely the same. So we battle once again. All this has done is burn time off the bank.
Yeah, but that fight really sort of volatile as the game state can be with all these characters being so good at trading. Snowdrop has the overclock ready to go. There's the obliterator power up. Both sides mirroring the beat out, but not able to catch Dip in time from Crocs' downpour. Gogo beat was just enough, and there's nothing that Snowdrop can do to pierce through that armor. We'll get a nice fadeaway onto Keo, but again, the Imperial are just holding tightly onto this lead.
That they will just they get tested at multiple times, but they've been passing it every single one. And now they will be able to pressure towards those forward spawns. I think Quick could try and recontest, but it would be very much ill-advised, and so a relatively early lead being taken here from the Emperor, just continuing what they wrought on Numbani and trying to increase that lead and get one map closer towards winning out this series.
Yeah. Pac's Blade was so impressive. I actually think he's nearly able to lap Dip in terms of ult charge here. So we're going to see if Dip can try and get his name back in the ringer for the best Genji on the map so far. They have to deal with the early spawns here that Dimmer have acquired. There's the blade pulled from Dip. No immediate kills to come through, but eventually he'll find it onto Keo, a slash as well onto Yoham. Not able to wall climb there. And in the meantime, Gogo's found the boot onto Natsuki there. And Dampo, they kept the point going, eventually falling apart. But Pac again, there's so many trades coming through, but Crocs falling. Surely that's the full stop in this tomfoolery.
Yeah, nice little combo onto Gogo to make the Lucio's life somewhat uncomfortable. A stagger as well doesn't mean that the Emperor can't fight for, some time at least. Quick Esports, they are like realistically only a fight away from getting lead, but it's a fight they need to win. They've really struggled getting these consecutive battles online.
And yeah, you can win back and forth, but Emperor still holding this lead, and Keo looking to be the one that pushes them even further over the line. The overclock very well kites out there, a straight headshot, but no dash to follow up. There's a couple more dashes that are coming from Pac's Blade. Downpour going wide, and Pac will be cut down himself. No butchering from him today, but Crocs, those needles piercing through Snowdrop. Man advantage again for Day Impero. Quick, they always find their one, always find an early advantage, but Day Impero are so good at turning it right back onto them.
It's also the... Yeah, it's also just these consecutive fights. I mean, it's nice that Yoham keeps finding these, gaps, as he puts them. But at the end of the day, the Emperor are the ones who are actually getting distance off of this. They can keep going back and forth, one for one, every single time, and they are going to absolutely love it. The same could not be said of Quick Esports, who's already looking at a 50-meter distance gap.
Yeah, and especially with those early checkpoints, it means so difficult to overcome. Yoham unleashing the orbital ray is going to be enough to keep his team up. No, Natsuki falls so far off the beat, and Gogo does not have that same problem to worry about. No Sojourn in the mix as well for Quick. No anyone, actually. This is only the lone Willis all by himself to watch as the Emperor continue winning the fights that matter.
That they do. And again, it's just, I mean, I hate to be the armchair analyst who says the most obvious things, but at the end of the day, you need to win consecutive, you need to win more, and that's exactly what the Emperor are doing. Quick on, and Natsuki going down makes this OC just so much lower value.
Yeah, Sojop has to find a miracle here, but all he's finding is the right arm of the Scotsman in his noggin, and everyone else is joining him in the spawn room here. Gogo, the final blow onto Dip, and Quick, they've just completely lost control. They have 3 minutes to work with, but only, 20 meters before a full cap is being threatened here.
I mean, you could well full cap, and it wouldn't be out of the realms of possibility. Right, 3.5 minutes left on the bank. Crocs is made to sweat a little bit, but a jagged wall and a quick walk back is going to allow the blue hazard to extend its life cycle for another couple seconds.
Yeah, Natsuki's able to finally get that beat online. Blade now out from Dip, claiming Kyo, claiming Gogo. All names fall to Dip. Maybe not, though, that of Pac and Kiwi, as they will get away with their lives for a moment longer. But finally, a fight goes the way of Quick here. But again, it's the question of they've won the battle, sorry, but the war is the real question.
I mean, getting that win is nice in of itself. You're almost able to reset enemy spawns, but you still need to win another fight. This is what they haven't been able to do. This is the battle that has been kicking them in the teeth time and time again.
Yeah, and Pac has on the blade around the corner. Yoham nearing towards the orbital ray. Crocs just playing Batman Arkham Asylum here. Gets the connection onto Natsuki, and both creatures will be traded. Gogo falling to Snowdrop. But Willis is so low, he needs pocket. So does Dip, though. Another blades pulled from Pac. The final nail in the coffin for this fight being unleashed. Snowdrop will find a trade, but it's only him and Yoham to watch the corpses as the rest of his teammates gather flies. And again, they just keep, it's so back and forth. That's all smiles for Day Impero.
Indeed, right back to winning ways, and it feels like it has been the narrative ever since they're able to shake off some of the exhaustion after playing their previous game. Just been kind of cooking Quick, for lack of a better phrase. Q goes down, a great kill from Willies, but there's more than just one kill needed in the fight.
Yeah, and Derp on a sliver of HP, finally whittled away from Snowdrop there. But again, you look at the time, you look at the distance, and they really do not add up to a straightforward encounter here. 1 minute, 20 seconds on the clock, and 100 meters travel distance for that barricade to go.
Indeed. Okay, finally Quick are able to get forward spawns taken away. They're able to get some sort of forward space. They have better positioning for this fight. This is the best chance they've had yet. A kill onto Q would have been even nicer, but you'll make do with another pick from Snowdrop.
Yeah, orbital rays both traded out. Who can find the pick in the chaos, in the midst of all its pack that's felled by a stray rail from Snowdrop? Gonna look to kind of continue this, rack up a big multi-kill with the overlook, or just a lot of damage onto Crocs that Natsuki will claim into a kill. And there we go, Quick, back in the fray, back in the mix of it all. Snowdrop racking up the kills, 4 for him that fight, trying to make sure that his name stays loud and heard by Day Impero.
So finally, it's Quick Esports who are able to get, I would be very surprised if not forward spawns. You look at the check marks, they're not at a terrible point. 25 seconds left on the bank. Yeah, that does make it tricky. They'll need 2 or 3 fights in a row, but a comeback here, an overtime push, that's doable. That's a possibility.
Yeah, it's not out of the park, but that main factor is Kyo with that overclock. Beats trade from both sides. Downpour well from Willis and Crocs. The connections are even better from Crocs, as are the headshots. Natsuki and Snowdrop failed in an instant, and Dip finds one. But are the risks going to be enough? No, Kiwi will take down the last member there of Yoham from Quick. And Quick, they started off so well, but they've completely toppled over and now at the mercy of one map away from losing this grand final for the Overdrive Cup.
Yeah, the Emperor have just been able to string together 2 really quite strong ones just to heat up through the series. And, I expected them to fall off. They've already played a long-ass game. That's when you're tired. That's when you're exhausted. That's when you're going to make unplanned mistakes. But instead, it's Quick who seems to be losing focus as the hours get later and later in this tournament. It's not over for them, absolutely not. There is still very much a possibility for Quick to deal damage back the other way, but we just have to see, for lack of a better phrase, them kind of lock in, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think the quality really dipped after them, but I think it must have been a bit of a mental hit to just get full held, on Numbani. And it really kind of spiraled that whole Esperanza. We kind of saw them eventually digging themselves out, but the ults were just better, we're kind of seeing the complete opposite where we saw earlier Quick was almost lazy in how easily they're able to clutch up these fights. But now suddenly, even though their clutching has not gotten any worse, they're still performing, big plays. Now you have Pac with that big blade at the start, or, Go coming back to finish off Yoham, and Crocs with a big downpours. There's so much now being thrown back in your face. You have to keep that same aggression, that same level of play high, but also be even better at how you respond to all these new elements.
I mean, I don't even know what to say about that last map, almost. It just kind of felt like Quick were, quote-unquote, playing worse, right? Making more mistakes, getting picked more often, struggling to scale, not hitting their shots. It's sometimes you watch a game and there's a very obvious issue. Somebody just, solo feeding. You pay attention to, Al Kazir, and, to our eyes from outside the service, it looks like Trez just hard sending it and dying on cooldown, right? But this game, it feels like there kind of isn't that. It just feels like consistently it's always the Emperor who are winning things just whenever they need to. Quick make it competitive. They are winning fights, but they're only winning the advantage fights. It feels like all these coin flips are going in the favor of the Emperor. Hopefully that changes here in our next map, but we'll have to see.
Yeah, Suruvasa now in play. Flashpoint looking to be the home grounds of the same Hazard Juno mirror we've seen all too much of to many of us. But, it still brings us a lot of this high caliber, lots of trade, lots of big ult exchanges. Again, like we said, they're just not favoring Quick. They have to bite their way out of the neutral. And like you said, win fights they shouldn't, rather than just the ones that they're kind of almost guaranteed to.
Suruvasa are going to be very scrappy, almost always is, right? Because it's so wide open, then it means that it's very, very open for these DPS to find frags, also very open for these DPS to just get picked. So whoever has a better understanding of where the threats lie, those are the ones who are going to find more success.
Yeah, right now, Quick have been forced off the high ground. They're all so low as well. Willis barely clinging on, and Gogo will finally shape that grip on life well free. And like you said, Dampero, they're just starting off strong as well. They got the early position. They just put all the pressure on to Willis, has to turn around looking at his backline. And in the meantime, he's the one that's getting shredded instead.
And remember, these flashpoints go fast, really fast. And so the fact that Willis did get shredded now means they've got one more try to, if they're really, really, really quick, to actually try and fight for market here.
Yeah, but Croc's HP going so low. And I mean, this is the flip side. Hazard has so much damage that his entire comp was able to deal it right on back. And Dip is showing just that, getting some resets coming through, hunting down, hounding down the last few matches there. Gogo equals Dip is an interesting equation there from
I don't know what he
Kyo.
means.
I think he's asking us to solve it for him. We'll get back to you on that. We have our best scientist over at Quick working on that, Mr. Kyo. But in the meantime, the real question is, how do Quick use their upcoming ults, the Blade, the Overclock, everything raring and ready to go?
Or not upcoming enough is the problem for this fight. You've got to just hard commit, hope they charge in the furrow. But we'll see if they actually get to that stage of the battle as the Pro get within kill range.
Yeah, the battlefront now has been laid out, the brawl initiating, and Pac will find the better of Dip, but Crocs falling is a lot of a bigger trade. Now without that tank, a big meat sponge to take all the damage, Emperor, they're so tender in how they're just looking at this point longingly, wishing they could slow that roll from Quick. They have to wait for Crocs to return. We'll go in and get headshot by Snowdrop. I mean, oh yeah. You do not want to try and skill check Snowdrop there, especially as a lot more rails to work with from the overclock. 1, 2, just scaring away all the members of the Impero. Nice flick onto Pac as well. Robotic with it is the young up-and-coming hit scan. And first flashpoint goes the way of Quick.
Finally drawing some blood back. It's been a while since they were able to properly take something, but I I feel like this win is compounded by the fact that initially it's the Emperor who got first cap as memory serves, right? So they get that they're able to fight it back. This is great signs for the future, at least of Suravasa.
I mean,
this is a terrible sign.
Willis though, almost acting as a bait there, and the blade coming from Pack just gets obliterated by Dip. He's going to pull the blade himself, and he'll claim 3. What a superstar coming alive in the time of need. Johan as well, great recognition that Day and Para were all just entirely focused in on trying to assassinate Willis.
That is kind of ridiculous. Just a really chaotic fight back and forth. Willis almost got caught out, but they're almost already able to turn the tables on the Emperor. A Hazard to try and do it again, but I don't think it connects.
No connections. It's all going to be on the follow-up. There's the blade from Dip. 1 HP, though, the beat out from Day and Para will result in Natsuki falling. Well, let's all find the kill onto Crocs, but I'm not sure if one tank will make up for the 2 players that Quick are now missing. Well, let's all be topped up by Yoham, and Gogo falls so low, but able to barely scrape away. But look who's gone deep. It's Pack straight to the waiting arm of a torpedo. And it's all on Kyo's overclock now. Scaring away the members. Willis there, hiding behind an arch, but is still holding on to this point. And dips back, and Kyo is very much not.
I know we kind of shouted out Snowdrop as a player to watch, but it's absolutely been Dip who's been the person who's powering them towards these wins, especially towards this map in particular. Has just been a force of nature, and Gogo almost finds out the hard way.
Yeah, that torpedo perfectly timed there coming out from Kiwi alive, and actually allow them to get the point flip here right under the noses of Quick Esports. Now they're trying to get a bite into the Force's health bar, chopping on both sides. Kyo on the fight, Willis just chonking into Croc, but again, Dip, the star playmaker at the moment, has been caught out nice and early, and there's a deflect as well from Pack, helping everyone clean up. And I mean, no ults invested, and the Empire, it's a nice win to have under your belt.
That's true, but Quick only need the 1 flip, and they've shown they're able to find that before. The walk-up on this point is pretty terrible. There's no 2 ways about it, right? It's awkward to cross this open space, so we'll have to wait and see if that's something that Quick can do relatively safely, or if Q is going to start putting his name in the feed for real. They go for pretty readable rotate, so the mark is there, but as long as they get onto the point safely, we'll have to wait and see if that even matters.
That nice high ground completely skirted away from Kyo's sight there. Beat out, both support ults traded from both sides. Actually, no, Gogo still has the beat, and you really wish you had it right now. I say that, though, the offense is providing, a void of a defense, but Snowdrop will find a trade, but it's still a man disadvantage for Quick. Can they turn it around? Kyo, no, in his dying moments, will slap away Willis and knock the hand of that flashpoint towards the way of Day Impero.
Indeed. So 1-1 here, all tied up. That point was incredibly close for Quick Esports, but they're just not able to get it. Fortunately, flowing that final fight for them does very much cost them. And so we head on to Palace, some longer sight lines, less value you can normally have on the Genji, but the players, the quality of Dip and Pack, then we may well see their names fill the feed. Flashpoint yet to unlock, but with first positioning here from Quick Esports, the Emperor have to push into them.
Yeah, and the Blade has a much better partner with the beat, but actually going on to Malaysia before Pack is immediately taken out the lobby. And now there's a low ground overclock pestering at the heels of Day Impero. They have nowhere to walk into. There's a Sojourn behind them, or an enraged Willis in front. Will take out Kiwi, but Kyo will get booped, I believe, there from Natsuki. That was...
Oh my lord.
Yeah,
a double Ajax is not what you love to see. Both DPS, I mean... I don't know, something in the air say, because we saw some double Ajaxes in that previous game as well. Listen, they go for the early poke, do quick, but not particularly attached. They're going to back off to carts, whereas the Emperor walk up. This time, newly skinned.
Yeah, they still have that beat available, even though Pack would rather much have it in the past. But talking about the past, that's Kyo's life just immediately sent back to a different time. And no one else able to be propped up by the healing. It's only Gogo's beat, and Quick nicely kites it away, except Sojourn that's just staring down the face of Crocs, but then much later be a big surge of resources to turn this fight in their favor, even being, at a man disadvantage. That resource exchange, that massive health bar is not able to be chunked through, and it will surely get in this flashback. I mean, a recontest can come through, I think.
It can, but it will suck, kinda. So we'll have to wait and see if Dimpro wants to kind of risk it. So far, 5%. I don't imagine they do. And yeah, Gogo goes down trying to get that touch. So at the end of the day, as long as you don't give over any more staggers, it's not the end of the world. And because Quick Esports just run straight towards the next flashpoint, they're not gonna.
Yeah, Gogo's been really caught out, I think, a lot of these past few fights. And it's Quick are more than happy to have that Achilles heel to keep on munching down on. And that would get them to now the flashpoint point and equalizing the series 2-2 here. A lot of ults for them to work with as well, but they have to keep the bigger picture in mind. But there's the orbital ray, the downpour in response, the slash going just wide, but the headshot exactly where it needs to be. Keo, Johan both falling equal numbers again, but Johan's death means that Quick have to keep going fast. They don't have that long kind of sustain that Day and Pero have. And they will do that, taking out Crocs in that momentous push.
Indeed. So they are just one flashpoint away from tying the series up 2-2, forcing us to go to a map number 5. But they still need to complete that flashpoint, something that has been at points difficult for them, both in this map and in this series. The Emperor as well. 3 very powerful ults to bring into this. Quick Esports can play for the Snowdrop OC, but there's more than that to respond to them.
Yeah, Dip trying to hound down onto Kiwi there, but now the no protection of the orbital ray. And left stranded on an island all on his own. Pirates invading, sweeping him dry, but the Emperor are finding some nice trades, but Dip always the star, always bloodthirsty as can be, has found Kiwi. Pack still has the blade. He's come big with it before, trying to find the pick onto Natsuki. Dip also putting the blade. Neither of Genji is able to find any success, only their lives being put on the line instead, and Gogo will fall, but the better trades come through from Day and Pero. Willis will hold on as much as he can, as Keo and Snowdrop will have a last standoff here, as Quick will get it to 95%, but have to let it loose.
It's a good try from Quick Esports, able to bring it into a 3v3, both sides trading out their Junos and Sojourns, but at the end of the day, Crocs just finds a little bit more value than his counterpart once we get into those low numbers scenarios. And so the flip is found. Remember how fast these flashpoints tick by. Quick Esports only have probably 2 tries to try and bring this back. Otherwise, their backs are up against the wall, right? Elimination could be beckoning.
Yeah, it's going to come down to these beats, Natsuki versus Gogo, who can get the better value. Yes, Crocs and Willis are also screaming towards a downpour, but it's going to be an aggro beat from Natsuki. Gogo now has to be put the pressure on, but Dip will find Kyo in the meantime. Gogo choosing not to unleash the beat just yet, and that could really choose to be a flaw as now the beat is unleashed, but they're down a member. I said that Dip, though, did get traded. Now Quick can kind of re-engage, and now rather than the beats being the star element here, it's going to be these downpours.
Yeah, I mean, downpour is just it's counterable, unfortunately. No beats online, that means it is going to be a lot more threatening. No cleanse as well. It's all about the dodge. And both invested.
I think Willis is still holding on to his net. The orbital powering up Snowdrop to eliminate Crocs. A downpouring for good measure to make sure no one easily can touch it. Gogo will skirt on by leaving a blood trail on the wall. And Quick, they managed to equalize the score here. 3-1 on Flashpoint. Suravasa goes their way.
And that means we go to a game that at certain points I feel like I've been writing off almost, but it's going to go the entire distance. Quick Esports able to force us to a map number 5. I don't know about you, Nat, but I feel like going into this, especially after some of the fights, first Flashpoint fight, for example, I was like, this game's kind of cooked. But no, they're able to bring it back. Fantastic work. Of course, we have to highlight Dip's performance there, because especially on those kind of intermediate flashpoints, he was the factor keeping his team in it. And if he can replicate that performance here on Control once again, then we could be looking at a Quick, maybe not with a reverse sweep, but most definitely a comeback to clinch the victory even.
Yeah, I think Dip for me just has been this Feast or Famine kind of player, and Feast was an understatement. He was making a banquet out of every single blade, every single kill. I think especially through that orbital ray as well, just absolutely pounding on through it. Johan too as well, being ahead on the orbital ray trade at the end, I think like 20% was also kind of the silent killer that took Deampero's foot off the gas and hand away from taking the series 3-1. So now $500 is still on the line for both of these teams, both very hungry to get it. Deampero,
sorry, I just realized Captain Prash gave India buff. That explains everything.
Oh, of course. I was gonna mention it at the start, but like you can't play a Saravasa without mentioning that. But is he actually there? Did he actually give the?
Yeah, he actually gave India buff. Chat.
Oh, he can do that virtually? Holy shit! This guy needs to get
Yeah,
every,
it's powerful
now. Bro, that's actually
we need to
insane.
get Captain Prash on the team expediently. 200k a year. All he does is give Suravasa buff. That's enough. That's value right there.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it keeps Quick in the match 100%. I'm sure they'll be more than happy. And of course, I can legally speak for Quick here to give all the money to Captain Prash as it's probably his birthday soon or at some point. But it's going to be Route 66 sent to America. Are we here? So no India buff available, sadly, for the member of Quick Esports. And this will be it, where they do or die. The hill they will put their flag on. Will it be kind of the flag of surrender that we saw on Esperanza and on Numbani, of those quite dismal performances, or will it be this pretty dominant kind of swirling flag of victory that they've showed on Lijiang and the most recent Suravasa?
I don't think the victory in Suravasa was dominant, but it was a victory, right? So we'll see what they can eke out. I think it has been kind of close wins and kind of a shocking when they lose. I think is the best way of describing it. That does mean, though, they can still win. It's as simple as that. And so by no means out of the running are Quick Esports. I'd still say they're probably not favored. You know, if I had to make a guess, if I had to kind of make a ruling. But all it takes is one player having a good map, one of the Emperor players, maybe having a slip up. And we are very much looking at a Quick Esports victory. So only time will tell. But in a comp as volatile as this has a comp, anything can happen.
Yeah, I think if I'm hearing correctly from West, we have sent an agent over to Crocs's place of residence, trying to lay his keyboard with as many banana peels as possible. I think that was definitely what made Lijiang so straightforward. Was those kind of feeding moments, but Croc seemed to have reined in the aggression, even reined in the typing a little bit. I'm not sure we saw that much from Saravasa, which might be a little bit telling on the current mental state of De Impero. But yeah, all still up for grabs here on Route 66. Match is being played apparently. We are still waiting for the lobby to come on through, so we do apologize for the wait. But we should be going underway in just a second.
And here we are into the action. Quick Esports starting it off on what could be the final defense of the day, right? The Emperor going to be starting out on the attack, the Q Widowmaker to see if you can, put a donk on the noggin of anyone bold enough to overpeak. But very likely not going to be given a skill, right? It's so rare these Widowmaker spawn picks actually find value nowadays. And that time it almost bought, a quick kill for Quick Esports, but the deflect unfortunately wasn't accurate enough, and we're into the main course of this map, poking back and forth, seeing who can eke out an advantage.
Yeah, we talked about Akira's aim, but it's taking a little for quite a amount of time. Might we get back to spawn now? The swap, I believe, that's what I saw him doing, but that will mean it's a 4v5 in the front line trade at the moment. Yeah, Q has to have to spawn to make that swap, but Johan just keeping the whole team alive, speedering out at the go sign, trigger in for Dip and Co, just scaring away that of Crocs and Pack. But now if the responding turn, will a pick come through from this? It will. Keo immediately that swap, providing the value it needs, and Johan, the key member, the backbone holding up the entire rest of Quick, has been cut down.
Indeed, Snowdrop, and Willie's all falling. No one can possibly trade, and so they're going to clean up the remaining members. Nutsy's going to reset. And you're making very good time to get this progress on the payload. Normally, it's kind of 2-3 minutes before you see anything happening because the gas station defense can be so strong. But instead, Quick Esports instantly in these retake positions. Dimpro not tested so far.
Yeah, but here's going to be how the real test can be how they can stop this retake, as Quick Esports have surged out of that. Choke Dip already on the point. Crocs trying to chase down, get closer onto Q, but he's only getting closer to his own demise. Kyo there, a final punch to send Willis over the line, but Snowdrop and Atsuki have both found the kills onto their counterparts. It's exactly what I see. Nice confidence booster as well, but all the confidence is drawn away as the Ray comes out, and Kiwi will be kept alive.
We touch?
Point.
We don't touch?
Don't. I mean, I know
they're 3v5. Like, I know there's an orbital Ray, but like, you're 3v5. Oh, that's a goof if I've ever seen one. 4.5 minutes, not the time back you love to see. Will we even be able to get Willies out? Kyo puts a pretty summary no in his back. And Crocs, typing. Back to typing, as God intended.
My son, I didn't
teach
this.
you this.
Okay. Well, that's definitely an interesting family relationship, I'll say the least. But, you know, love to see that kind of camaraderie, let's say, in the match chat in Overwatch. But now they're going to have to deal with this rather oppressive father figure at the front door. He's returned with the milk and is not a happy chappy at the moment, stuffing the choke, and Snowdrop.
Ooh.
The moment that walk comes down, actually is able to find a rail straight on through onto Kyo. And that's the opening you need for Willis to hound down Kiwi as well.
We need, apparently. So a great stabilization found. It was also an opening pick in that previous fight, of course, but that time it didn't go in their favor so well. Quick Esports up to 5 ults, the Emperor 4. As long as we see economic ult cycling, then Quick Esports should be able to knock at least 2 minutes off the bank with relatively little effort, right?
Yeah, well, here's where all that effort can be put to use Overclock versus Downpour. Beats from both sides as well. There's a Crocs on his back, barely paying attention next to that beat, but now Pack has to give a lot more wariness too. There's the blade coming out from Pack. Downpour scaring him away, and he's a 1 HP. Last stray bullet takes him down, but Yoham is gone. His parting gift, the orbital ray, is still in play. So trying to make the most use of it as Dip will take down Kyo. Dip again coming up with the goods. He will give us life for it, but that should be the fight going the way of Quick here, and especially with Natsuki taking out Kiwi on the fadeaway.
Both teams kind of chuck the kitchen sink at each other. That's not so much an issue if you're Dimpro down ults, but now Quick Esports are totally skint. Kiwi's 85% of an orbital ray, and you're kind of praying that you can just like rail headshot to force a rage act, otherwise you're going into an orbital ray once again with no countermeasures.
Ooh, I mean, that will be what they end up doing here. First 2 picks, Willis is so low, but Dip gonna keep him alive by taking out the opposition, who needs support when they just can't do damage in the first place because they're nice and dead. But yeah, like you said, they have to just rely on all their investment going in on just running it down and getting a brief engagement. The Kiwi has to hold onto the orbital ray, and because how fast that kill was, there's no more ults built up quick in the meantime.
Indeed. So again, it's still onto those mechanics. It's still onto these individuals to try and force some sort of advantage, because in the macro, you simply have none. The Emperor walking up and the raise now active.
Yeah, fool me once, it's on you, but fool me twice, and that is just embarrassing. But Dip has found the kill onto Kiwi, and I mean, it's still all the Dip show right now. Crocs, though, trying to cause some divots of his own. Natsuki now getting harassed by the Tracer Lucio on the opposite side, and it's all now on Willis and Dip to try and keep this one alive, deny the second point capture as long as they can. A big slash, but no kills to just come through. I think Johan's back and keeping this alive. He's only a few percent away from this downpour. He has to keep juggling the point. There it comes out. Johan keeping him alive. Dodging, ducking, weaving. Snowdrop will kill Croc. That's a big trade. But the torpedoes, they're so good. Kiwi and Co. just have so much more going their way.
Yeah, the Emperor able to make it through the second point as well. Not as much of a lead as when they got through first, but they're going to be more than happy with the pace that they're making. 2.5 minutes to crack the third point is tricky, but it's also just very, very par, for lack of a better phrase. Dip is on the background with the Dragon Blade. We'll see if he decides to pull it.
Yeah, Dip and Crocs. Kiwi do not want to put their foot off the gas, but I mean, maybe you should just take a little break, go to the restroom or, you know, a service station, because it's all going downhill. I'm not sure what the plan was there apart from press W, but now you're going to have to do that a lot more coming out of the spawn room as the Emperor keep this cart moving.
Indeed. Again, this last point is even more so focused on what your hit scan can do. In recent times, it has been more about who can take as kind of truck control, and so far that is in favor of Quick Esports, but they are going to need to do that consistently.
Ooh, yeah, Snowdrop just getting chunked down there across the map. There's a beat blade now in response from a Quick, and Dip doing his best to make use of it. He might have been pulled down there by Crocs, and Natsuki now not able to respond to that much later beat. Is even the orbital recommend from Johan. Is that a Rage Axe? No, the Ray is online, but it's only Willis able to use it. And that's nothing. It's a drop in the water of the flood currently pouring down the second point. But Pack now a bit thirsty that Snowdrop has taken his head clean off with a rail.
And no rails can be chapped back the other way. The Emperor disengagement left on the clock. And a great kill into Kyo, actually. Means you're very comfortably in last fight territory. He just overpeaks. There's no other way of describing it, right?
Yeah,
He's simply too far forward. And now that means that the Emperor, they're going to come down to only this one shot, only the Ray for it. Maybe Pac charges a Dragon Blade in time, but it's going to be awkward. You're walking into an OC and into a downpour. This is the best spot that Quick have been in probably since the map started.
Yeah, what kind of a dance, what kind of performance can they play with these new fun toys? There's going to be the Orbital Ray, there's down for out, Kyo draws first blood. Snowdrop though, what a shot to kind of open things up. But he needs to do way more than that. He needs to have a whole damn doorway built by himself, and there's a blade now at his spawn door. Kind of touch him and come through from Quick. That was a very aggressive bouncer. Willis, he takes him out, that aggression thrown back tenfold, and Pac will give us life for it. Crocs as well.
Yeah, actually.
And Day and Pero, they actually just throw that, to be quite honest. It's to be.
You think they throw that?
I mean, it's a rough situation. I mean, Quick can definitely retouch there, but the blade pull, I think, was a bit of a...
The blade was terrible, that is true, but they're already down one with Quick having closer spawns. Remember, so
yeah.
who was it? Was it Kiwi who got railed? Someone got caught and headshot.
No, it was. I think it was Kyo that got headshot.
Okay, so it's Kyo. So you're lacking a lot of your damage. You're lacking a lot of your hit scan power, which is kind of what you want, closing things out. Where you park your hit scan on a truck and kind of shoot in. It's like, it's not a scenario that you're happy losing if you're Dimpro, but I think it's like acceptable. And in terms of what distance you've got as well, it's also very acceptable. Right, this is a good amount of distance through the map. It's gonna be hard for Quick Esports to match that. But on the flip side of things, a completion would just leave you that little bit of extra confidence. Should you flub your lines a little bit, should you go to extra innings. Now, not a possibility. Quick Esports essentially have to complete. The Emperor have to stop them from doing that. That is means that this entire tournament boils down to just this one round.
Yeah, that golden box of victory has been laid out for Quick here. Gonna be opening up on the Zen, and we're just for that early pick potential, or maybe scare away a bit of a spawn hold. Day and Pero now, they know how they win and lose. They've been set the ground rules that will give them or lose them that $500. So how will they compete to ensure it ends up in their wallet?
Okay, it seems like the spawn peaks didn't get them too much. It turns out the Johan Zen is a little bit too cursed, even for me. Snowdrop only stays on the Widowmaker for a second and onto the Soldier as quickly as can be.
Yeah.
Just jostling back and forth. They're taking this corner very aggressively.
It's nice to see this proactive nature come through, especially trying to force a deflect out of Pac now. A lot less certain, less eager to go in. He is, with the help of Crocs, Willis, able to just sustain and live. It's so interesting seeing how these turns play out, but Quick have been pushing the cart in the meantime. Now they have to try and look for a more deeper effective hit. Crocs going in very early. Well, nice torpedo, I say. Only connects onto 2. Johan and Co just trying to support Willis on this high ground.
Crocs needs a lot of support right now, going very low, and especially with Willis still on the higher ground, then that's not going to be fixed anytime soon. Quick doing a fantastic job forcing space, but at some point they need eliminations.
Yeah, that Mega Pack just keeping Crocs alive for a moment longer. Trades coming through, though, equal numbers again. The flat foot now, who can be the one to step up? It's going to be Natsuki assassinating with Willis there on to Kyo and onto Kiwi as well. So many Ks, so many killings all coming from Natsuki.
And that means that while there is time for a recontest, it's going to be somewhat awkward for Quick Esports. They are coming up to your ults as well. This is very, very healthy from them. A great job marking high from Willis means that a touch, again, it's just awkward. It's still possible. It's just going to need additional resources to be burnt from DM Pro to get in.
Yeah, 3 meters away. There's going to be the downpour in response to the Orbit Array. But Johan might able to unleash his own. Pack does give his life, though. Kyo, though, able to use the Orbit Array so much. And I mean, I don't think you're too unhappy with this. If you're Quick, you do take out that pretty crucial element of the Orbit Array. You'll have your own to
Don't
unleash
stagger yourself, man. You're not touching. You're not touching.
Don't get a second.
Oh. Why did you stagger there? Just a bit of an hint from Dutch. He could have died 5-10 seconds earlier, but instead, listen, if he gets that kill, it's kind of cool. And yes, it is true that Kiwi will be coming in a little bit late, but if Kiwi was coming in late and you were there on time, that'd be even cooler. Quick Esports, right, they do have ult advantage, that is true, but they would have loved to cap there as well, so see if they can leverage the advantage that they created in that past, right, to win out this one of the present. If not, then they might be back in a pretty unfortunate spot.
Ooh, the deflect is not well angled enough to deny him getting trapped there, but Kyo has still been cut down by Willis. The Orbital Ray doing its job. Huey as well being hunted down. Blade kept still in the back pocket of both Dip and Pack, and it's only him on the point with a deflect to stall out. But surely this will be the first point cap to come through.
Okay, your time makes healthy enough, right? Obviously a minute slower than their opposition, but getting through second isn't a Herculean task, especially if you're firing on all cylinders. Blade hold.
Oh my goodness, I mean, you get the beat out, you scan the entire of the Emperor scampering away, but actually, you were the rat getting exterminated all along, Dip, unfortunately. Now this gives Emperor a nice little overlooking point to really lock down this point, and a kill on the Snowdrop is going to further extenuate how long Quick have to delay themselves.
If anyone else goes down as well, it's going to get even worse, and Willie does. Natsuki will be able to. He probably dies as well. These are great staggers from the Emperor as they just disrespect their opposition. Just take all the space in the world, and there's not really much that Quick can do about it. Listen, about 3 minutes left to go. They can go for Blade? Blade Jacks, I guess?
Yeah. I mean, that's a lot of words you can put in that. I think Ugly is probably just the best out there from Pack, and cleanly are trying to clean up our Quick, but still picks are coming through. Willis will, I think, finally shift those numbers to more favorable ones for Quick, where they have lost, I think, a minute off the clock from that spawn camp.
But they get the break. The ult economy of the Emperor, it's not actually that bad looking at it now, but it's going to be about matched. In fact, it is matched. So it is simply about who can do better with the tools that they have available to them. One that Willie's has, which the Emperor doesn't, is space. So watch how he backs off whenever necessary.
Yeah, both Orbital Rays coming out with the overclock is going to be the difference maker here. Snowdrop taking 2 names for himself, and Kyo, the last one to fall. Oh, nice fadeaway headshot. I mean, it's basically just... Yeah, it's just a reminder, you know, the caliber of these players won't have too much of an impact on the overall game standing.
Will, actually, because there's going to be a recontest coming through. The timing
actually, in the closest
spawn, going to be slightly better for the Emperor as well, because Kiwi's going to be respawning with Pack. They all get that speed ring. I mean, Dip is still respawning.
Yeah, you are right. This is basically a repeat of the last fight. This position could be taken there. Now there's an a downfall coming out, and Kyo, another headshot. This one a lot more immediately impactful, and Croc's following up as well. And the trades are still coming through. Johan so low though, and even lower. Pack gets on top of him there, and now we're down to 1:20 on the clock.
That we are, and Quick Esports now staring down the barrel of, losing this series, losing this tournament. And they don't have many tools to play with either. A Beat Blade, not the worst combo in the world. A nice combo to the Overclock that Kyo has active. But they've somewhat struggled to stage this. The Blades, I will say, from Dip have not been the part of his kit that has impressed me the most. So we'll have to put all our faith into the Frenchman as we move into what could be the final fight.
Yeah, and there's the overclock from Kyo, the Beat ever reliable in denying it. Dip so close to the Blade, but we'll have to do it effectively naked in a second, and into the Beat from GoGo here. Space has been bought, but no kills, and Kyo is wrapping around Dip. Still has it Blade, it has to be a difference. You can probably feel the pressure. And the pick, no! The Beat is just too good and well timed, and Snowdrop's already fallen. The Blade's so dull, eventually caving through Kyo, but it's a man disadvantage, 20 seconds. Do you regroup? It's going to be so scuffed. That seems to be their decision here.
That's all you really can do. A touch you can normally force on when you've got this super fast team. So as long as, you know, Dip's relatively scaled and they don't hard crunch him, he should be okay, and yeah, he'll be fine for the touch. The real issue though is going to be what you do once you get it.
Yeah, we have to keep our eyes on the Orbital Ray, but the Blade is the immediate issue at the moment. Overtime trickling down, and Kyo, Geo, every single strike, a hammer into the coffin. Willis will try and break it loose one last time. Johan, 99 on the Orbital Ray, but Day Impero, 3-1. They will take the grand finals of the Overdrive Cup here. In a pretty long and arduous journey, a well-fought battle, a well-deserved win, but still a bit of a tearjerker for our boys over at the Quick main roster.
It's really quite close, but unfortunately just weren't stable enough, I think, to close things out. It's as simple as that. As I mentioned, it was some close wins that they were finding, and while those are really nice to find, then at the end of the day, it means that once you come to a map which is not really favored to either side, then more often than not, you're going to be losing things out. That's exactly what we see here, right? Just I think overall looking a little bit more comfortable. RD and Pro seem more comfortable playing with each other and playing on this hazard composition in particular. Crocs has been fantastic on that pick. And unfortunately, a strong effort from Dip could not overcome it. So 2-3. Quick will play to fight another day, but this will be a battle they will end up losing.
Yeah, an unfortunate end to the January finals for the Overdrive Cup over on Face It, but Quick can't be too unhappy walking away from it. I think that fight, that entire match was very close, very entertaining. I think it's definitely the best match we've seen all weekend, so pleasure to cast it with you, Mr. Spectron, as well. But like you said, I think Crocs was a great shout there. Those downpours, I think Willis rarely seemed to find the real connections from it coming out, and I think that was the big difference maker, because effectively it was an extra ult in rotation actually was having a bigger impact than like the blades from Dip and their overclocks. But that will be all from us over here on the Quick main broadcast, brought to you by our partners GamerPad, our sponsors Network Specialisten, and of course our clothing partners Hummel. But thank you all very much to come and watching this endeavor. We wish you all a great rest of your Sunday. And unless you have any final closing words, Spectrum, I think that'll be all from us here.
Let's go.
Yeah, that's all from us. Have a great rest of your weekend.